satisfaction. She's just stuck in my head. She's somebody that don't need nobody. She's still stuck in my head. Lips of satisfaction, I can't get no reaction. She's still stuck in my head. Yeah, I want a conversation, but her body's moving all night long. I should tell her what I'm thinking, but those hips are moving way too fast. She's looking like she doesn't even see me. How do I get this girl's attention? Stage lights are so bright and they're flashing. Think my ego is falling and I'm crashing. She's somebody that don't need nobody. She's still stuck in my head. Lips of satisfaction, I can't get no reaction. She's still stuck in my head. Touching on her tattoos, while she does coke in the bathroom. She's somebody that don't need somebody that don't need nobody that don't need somebody. Somebody needs somebody, don't need nobody but her. I'm nobody without her. Yeah, I got a fever. It's 103. Feel my heart sinking since she left me. Been dreaming about her since she been gone. Was until she walked out the door. I realized I was wrong. Yeah, I got a fever. It's 103. Feel my heart sinking since she left me. Have I lost my mind? Have I lost my mind? Feels like driving in circles, a never-ending road. Emotions sick to my stomach from losing the one I love. My regrets, they still echo as my head starts to ring. That one love I can't let go. She's the only one who meant something. Yeah, I got a fever, and it's killing me. Constant overthinking about why she left me.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna get started a little early so we could get through some of the extra side content that doesn't really fit a whole stream, but I wanted to talk about it anyway. We are going to be getting into a bunch with Social Repose. I'm also going to talk a little bit about my coverage from about 5.5 years ago. some of you are eligible for a veterans discount. That's what I'm saying. So yes, have you seen Iron Lung? I haven't gotten a chance yet. I basically didn't do anything all day. I kind of like I'd be lying if I said, guys, the Epstein files didn't like provide psychic damage on my brain. Okay, I think there was like a good first of all, never trust an opinion about yourself or a thought from your mind after 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, because it was 1 a.m. or no, it was like 2 a.m. And what ended up happening was that I was like, what if the deep state comes after me? First of all, there was like 70 people in that stream. They're not coming after me. But then two, what are you fucking saying, Diesel? Are you crazy? So I had like that moment for a little bit. And I'm like, I'm really afraid right now. Let me go watch an iceberg theory video of just horrible information. And then I did that, and then I got like Courage the Cowardly Dog scared, where I'm like, oh, what if there's a scary sign? It was an iceberg video about signs. Okay. And I like made it 10 times worse. All right. And then I was like, oh, Parallel Pipes put out an iceberg video, 57 minutes of disturbing information. Sure. Ruined everything.
Thank you for streaming every day during this government shutdown so far. Saluting face emoji.
The terrifying part is that it's only been like 2 days, right? Do weekends count for a government shutdown? They'll go after Windigoon first. Yeah, Courage to Cowardly Dog Diesel. Yeah, well, like, that's where I was, dude. That's where I was. Listen, forgive me, all right? This is why you never trust a thought in your mind after fucking, honestly, after 9. All right, like, you get tired and then your mind is like, let me provide the worst version of information to your noggin. All right. But yeah, that was that night. So my only follow-up from that is that two things, actually three. One, somebody said, why didn't Biden release them? Okay. The reason is that there was an ongoing litigation. They had their hands tied. They couldn't release it at the time.
I see you saw my posts. Rolling on the floor laughing
I did.
emoji.
I've been monitoring the situation, Medi, for a while. So trust. Right. Right. So they couldn't release it then. Two is that we have to keep we can't deal in absolutes, right? If you're like really passionate about like a fringe issue or an issue that you know they're not gonna you're not gonna get anywhere on right now, we don't need to start there. There's this book I read in university. It's like a collection of essays, and it's called The Impossible Takes a Little While. And honestly, yeah, The Impossible takes a little while. You don't get radical change instantaneously, right? Like, Abraham Lincoln wasn't a complete abolitionist, but Abraham Lincoln was vital in the freeing of slaves and the removal of slavery from the United States. These things take a long time. You know, they don't happen overnight. So try not to deal in those absolutes. We can make incremental change by being active and well-informed participants in society. And three, lastly, and most importantly, okay, you should have hopium. You should have empathy for your fellow man, okay? I know some of them, you're like, you fucking idiot, you fucking piece of shit. You're the reason that we're in this. And I know you want to do that, and that's okay. But if you have people in your life that are kind of wavering right now, allow them that time to get the off-ramp, okay? Allow them that time to get an off-ramp, find common ground between each other, and then realize what's great about the two of you together, okay? But, you know, those things, I think, are going to be important, especially in a time like this. I thought you said opium. Well, the opium will come later, you know? The opium will come later. But in the meantime, we'll deal with the hopium. Right. But I think, I don't know, everybody's dictated by that severe negativity with these things. I get the same way. I understand that I profit off of it too. So, you know, I am the problem that I seek to wish removed. But that's enough about that. Okay. Before we get to social repose, I want to talk about
Worlds
this.
15 became a member. At Lost in Worlds 15 celebrates 13 months of membership. Just got off work.
Let me switch
what nonsense
to the
is
browser.
happening now?
So Scotty K Fitness. This is our first short topic before I get to Mr. Repose today. Okay. I think this will be a funny one. This will be a nice little like appetizer before the main dish this evening. Okay. But Scotty K Fitness is the guy on the bottom. And Scotty K Fitness has been a fitness YouTuber who's kind of dabbled his toes into politics and discourse. Okay. And Scotty got compared to the gay guy from Ozarks. So after being compared to the gay guy from Ozark, he like crashed out Giga style, and he doxed the guy who said he looked like a gay person. All right.
Fitness thing just got way more.
Hold on. Let me make sure that I can play the audio on this one. Boom.
Interesting.
No, hold on. Fuck. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm gonna have to add desktop audio for this. God damn it. I have like 40 billion.
Now Scotty went.
Dude, streamer is trying to do the internet right now currently. Unhide. Here we go.
Into his own Discord, stating an apology to his.
All right.
This Scotty K Fitness thing just got way more interesting. Now, Scotty went into his own Discord stating an apology to his fans, but in the statement, he claimed that people were showing up to his house after he was doxxed in his own Discord, but the phone call to the authorities about this was actually leaked, and it seems like there was another lie that was added to all this because no one actually showed up to his house in the evening.
So again, after this guy got into politics, he got mad because somebody called him gay. Like, literally, that's it. He doxed the guy, and then he crashed out because somebody called him gay. That is like... Well, first of all, if I crashed out at every single one of my chatters that called me gay, well, by God, I don't think I'd be streaming right now.
And said it in the recording.
I'm calling to...
All right. Okay. Okay. Scotty, you can't look like that and not say that you've never seen 70s gay porn. Okay? That's a top if I've ever seen one. Have you guys ever seen that clip where it's like the guy punching the guy who looks like Viscous in the butt? That's actually gay porn, and they used AI to make the guy look like slime. In the actual video, he's actually shoving his hand up the man's gaping anus.
Request a increased patrol at my home address. I'm heading out of town, and I'm a social media content creator with almost like 10 million.
Guy calling the police. Look, man, I'm like really famous. All right, can you send someone over?
Followers. I'm receiving death threats, and I have family at home. I'd like to.
Dude, imagine if Gachi Muchi were in gay porn. I've got some enlightening news for you.
Get them some peace of mind.
And as the wave of info has come out about Scotty, there are allegations that are being thrown around that I just can't discuss because they are quite wild to just throw around until confirmed. But Cody, one of the guys Scotty actually doxed who was paralyzed, has responded to all this, and he says that he's in good spirits and appreciates all the comments.
Yeah, I'm good, so I appreciate everyone's support.
But
wait a second. This guy doxed the guy who's in a wheelchair? Jesus Christ.
man, this situation just
what the fuck?
turned on its head.
People who think that Scotty is like a good guy or whatever, I just want to show you this just in case you haven't seen it because he deleted it.
What I hate is receiving homophobic comments like this one.
You look like the gay brother on Ozarks that gets pounded out by the FBI agent and blanks like him too.
And something else you may not know.
That's not even that bad. That's actually not even that bad. Like, dude, if you took your mustache and turned it into handlebars, then you could have your boyfriend ride you like a motorcycle as he fucks you in the mouth.
Is that I'm a former bounty hunter.
You're a former bounty hunter? All right, buddy. All right, buddy. What bounties were you hunting? Fucking butt boys in Thailand? What the fuck?
So, shout out to my boy Tomo. Nate, welcome to Real Life Consequences.
What? That's not worth it. That's not... You're overreacting. You're overreacting. Oh my god.
Your middle name is... You were born in September of...
God damn! Scotty!
The last 4 digits of your phone number are... You're a journeyman welder at your UA local... You've been there since...
These people could sue Scotty into oblivion. I just wanna... Like, this is actually insane.
It's February... And hey, that's some pretty good money, which probably is how you afforded that 3-bed, 2-bath house off of...
He was hunting men in Djibouti, KJ.
right across from the... Where your HOA dues...
Dude, imagine being so shredded and buff and a fitness influencer with 10 million followers, but then you're immediately brought down to the size of a pea because somebody calls you gay. I can't imagine being wealthy, famous, and in good shape, and then be that upset that somebody calls me gay.
Around $264 a month. It's pretty pricey.
Obviously, you can see everything in that was censored, all the personal information, but he posted that to his millions of followers over, honestly, a really mild milquetoast insult. Something very, very mild that easily could have been skipped over and no one would have batted it.
Listen, man, Scotty could have doubled down on this. Scotty is infinitely more gay now that he's done this. Now we have to ask questions like, why did Scotty get offended? Is it because he actually is gay? You know, I'm just asking questions here. He did get really offended about it, as if we unearthed the secret Grindr account.
This just isn't something proportionate to that comment. He goes on in that video to name his address, his place of work, his family members. It's totally unhinged, and Scotty is clearly not in the right mind. This guy something's up with him. Anyways, he's getting off scot-free, deleting comments about it, because he doesn't want to take accountability for his own actions. Which is ironic considering how passionate he is about holding others accountable for their words and actions. So I don't know, I think Rise should definitely take a look at this. I think they should.
Boy, you ain't gonna believe what Rise does soon. So I think this is the fake apology. So when Scotty was getting absolutely reamed by the public, which is surprising because I thought he was a top, but I guess he's a bottom. But when Scotty was getting absolutely rim job, when Scotty was getting rim jobbed by the public, he made like a fake apology.
It's time I come clean about something. A lot of you already called me out on this.
Okay, this is very quiet. Let me try and boost the audio.
Listen, I denied it. But you were...
All right, let me boost the audio even more. All right, it fucking rounding errored back to 0, which is crazy.
You were right. I sold out. Sold out of my protein, that is. Ha! Gotcha! You guys are fucking crazy. You little weirdos sold this out in less than 12 hours. Now this...
Why are you, a man, barefoot in a hotel room? I'm just saying, man. I've only seen one type of guy barefoot in a hotel
Black
room.
History Month dicks, pose, and non-binary chodas.
That's so true. I almost said happy Black History Month.
This is my last tub. But don't worry, because I will be giving away 24 tubs of that protein at the Anaheim Fit Expo, August 2nd and 3rd, at my booth. Yeah, I got booths now. I'm doing big boy shit.
Not to be that guy, but to be a fitness influencer is kind of gay. Like if we're gonna, in terms of like modern day male jobs, fitness influencer is like really high up there on like the gaydar, right? Like it just is. Like the concept of a guy being really worried about what his appearance looks like for the attention of strangers does have a little bit of that, myself included. You know, I make sure that my body looks good for strangers because I want you guys to like goon to me. Okay, well, now you're gonna go on a dox list.
Seriously? Fuck.
Yeah, Diesel, don't you post gym pics on your socials? Yeah, I'm doing this thing called being a hypocrite for comedic effect.
V-shred. I'll be honest. When I heard that we sold out of the protein in less than 12 hours, I cried. This community that you have built has shown me time and time again that you are willing to show up and support, no matter what that support looks like.
I mean, I would. Who doesn't want to support an LGBTQ creator? You know, woke's back.
Whether it's for Wesley, the charities that we work with, or just me following my dreams. A year ago, I felt like I didn't belong.
Anyway, after this entire thing, the internet blew up in Scotty's face, okay? A statement from Rise. Effective immediately, Rise is no longer affiliated with or represented by the individual involved in recent controversy. We are aware of the comments made by this prior affiliate that were hurtful and inappropriate towards individuals with physical and mental disabilities. Remember, one of them was to a guy in a wheelchair. Those views do not reflect our company's values, and we do not support or condone language or behavior that's discriminatory, harmful, or dismissive of any community. We take this matter seriously and have taken immediate steps to address the situation directly with the involved parties. We are also reviewing our affiliate partnerships and internal processes to ensure our standards of respect, inclusivity, and accountability are upheld. To the community, we hear your concerns. We appreciate you holding us to a high standard. We are committed to doing better. And this is one of Scotty's comments, okay? Oop, found you, name redacted, paralyzed from the chest down, with a failed YouTube, an obsession with four-wheelers and motocross. I wonder how you sustained a spinal cord injury. Drifting into snow looked fun, though. Wow, that's actually completely indefensible. That's completely indefensible. Wow, that's actually super fucked up. I know I was... Like when I'm making the jokes, it's obviously in jest, right? For, like, the gay community. I am... You know, I love the gay community, but like that's actually foul. Okay, if somebody like got injured in an accident and that's what you do, and also by the way, this is how you know he has like porcelain, like he has a porcelain thin skin, right? The whole failed YouTube thing that is so giving, like fucking, that is absolutely giving fucking insano. Like 2 IQ behavior. Anyway, here's his real apology. And I'm going to have to put it up again because of course I am.
You all an apology. For days now, I have been lying to myself.
Notice how he only apologized after he was dropped from Rise.
Saying things like, I'm a good person. I've done a lot of good for the world. It's all bullshit deflection to keep me from taking responsibility.
I think he should shave his mustache a little bit, dude. Like, I can't even tell that he's talking. It's like he's got a muzzle over his face.
For my own actions.
The gay community loves you too, Diesel, but holy shit.
I've built this entire platform on inclusivity and kindness. And I lost sight of that in my own ego. I lashed out at people I responded to hatred with hatred.
To be honest, what they said wasn't even like hatred. In another universe, it was like a lighthearted joke.
I apologize for not being of character.
Like it was completely indefensible. Like you saying that they also did something bad is like such a whataboutism. Was it like PC'd? Like, I guess not. But like, it wasn't like what you said. Like, you were actively making fun of somebody for being disabled.
The character that I promised you I all had.
It's gonna be really crazy when this guy just goes full hog and a right-wing grifter. Probably a bad time to be putting stock in that, huh?
I hope that I hope that you can accept that. And if not, I understand. If you don't want to support me anymore, I understand. I hope that one day I can regain your trust soon. But for right now, I have to focus on the safety of my family. So I'll be back. I'll see you guys soon.
He went full hog left wing. Oh, that's crazy. Really? I'm usually not seeing that from these kind of guys. Usually they go in the other direction, you know. Same book, different page.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
and I love you all.
Excuse me, I preemptively assumed he was that kind of grifter, but it turns out he was actually on the other side the whole time. Well, damn. That is the folly of Scotty K Fitness. What a shame. What an awful way to die. Yeah, the safety of my family is quite the insane one. I honestly can't even really justify that as like a response at all. It's just not applicable in the slightest. Like he not only did he put another guy's like entire whole ass out onto the internet, but the guy was in a wheelchair, which means he's like actively like I just going after somebody with two working legs just sounds not as bad as going after a guy who can't use his legs, right? Like that just feels worse. It might be uncouth to say, but I think it's better to make fun of a able-bodied person than a disabled person. And if you go after the disabled person, you better win. Hey man, equal fights, equal rights. I mean, I agree. It's just like, you know, if you're gonna swing on the guy in the wheelchair, you better not miss. You know what I mean? That's the takeaway here, okay? If you're gonna swing on the wheelchair guy, don't miss. God. So, you guys clicked on this title because you want to know about Social Repose, all right? You want to know what's been going on with Social Repose. You want to know what the tea has been, and there is quite a bit of tea. So for those of you that don't know, Social Repose was one of my main stories about 5.5 years ago. I was covering Social Repose when I was like 21, 22. And he and I had a mutual dislike of one another. He might even hate me, to say the least. Of course, there are many arcs associated with Social Repose. Of course, I can't go through all of them today. There's like an insane amount of them.
Unless it's Donka, you'll always miss 'cause he won't show.
Yeah, well, yeah. One of your main stories, like he's your ex-boyfriend. Well, that's the funny part about this, right? So here's some stuff, and I don't know if the YouTuber in question will end up seeing this. She's used me as a source in this story. So just before I even get to that, the preamble on Social Repose is that he had an extremely public breakup and crash out between him and another YouTuber by the name of Jacqueline Glenn during the height of emo and alternative YouTube. It ended up coming out from Jacqueline Glenn that he was kind of like a shitty boyfriend, dare I say abusive, and also that he was a serial cheater. Jacqueline Glenn summarily basically destroyed his career in that moment. She walked away from the relationship with Social Repose, got in a new relationship. The relationship was very productive and healthy. She got married. Her life moved on. She moved on from Richie, aka Social Repose. Social Repose did not move on from Jacqueline Glenn. For a long time, Social Repose was brain broken by Jacqueline and her success and her ability to move on, her ability to start a life and be happy. And so every now and again, Social Repose would take shots at Jacqueline Glenn, his ex, and her friends because he's petty like that. So I remember he did a video on another YouTuber by the name of Jesse Smiles. He basically was just a humongous piece of shit and couldn't move on. Anyway, there was this small sliver of time where it seemed like Social Repose was recuperating his image. And it was over that time that I became aware of him. So here's where I enter the story, okay? Wrong Jesse. Was it Jesse Smiles? It might be another one. It might be another one. It was a YouTuber named Jesse, and he didn't like that she was too like peppy and happy, and he was basically doing a Jesse Page, sorry. Jesse Page, thank you. Who I believe was still a minor at the time. Well, his issues with Jesse were that she was too smiley and bubbly and shit like that. And he basically did a content cop on her. But around that time is where I enter the scene, right? So right around that time, and this actually does play a role in this, right? So I was in a relationship at the time, and I swear to God, this has something to do with this story, which is actually an insane thing. So at the time, both my ex and I were pretty alternative, right? We went to Warped Tour together. We would go to shows, fucking, you know, the whole shebang. I'd be in Manhattan at venues, swinging my hands around, stuff like that. She had went to a show, and it was a small alternative show. And one of the people at the show was none other than Social Repose, along with a few other online alt tubers that were all there. Now, my partner and I were pretty like dismissive of Social Repose. We didn't really have like a strong opinion on it. We were also thinking at the time, well, he's not really like, nobody really like it. It's been a while since the Jacqueline Glenn stuff. Like, whatever. It's like, you know, maybe he's changed type thing, right? But she went to this show and she told me about it and she kept me up to date. And I remember that after the show, the performers hung around a bit, Richie included. And this is when, I think around this time is when my ex met Roy. Or that's how they ended up getting in contact with each other. But basically the gist of it was that one of the guys who was performing kept trying to hook up with my partner at the time, okay? Which is insane. So my partner called me and kept me on the phone until they got an Uber to leave like the bar wherever this shit was happening. And all of the homeboys at the performance were trying to basically give homie a layup to hook up with my partner, which is bad. And it's doubly bad because I'm a drama YouTuber. Anyway, from that time, I learn of Roy. And I end up getting into contact with Roy via my partner who helped me at the time, right? And so my partner is not a social media influencer. They first of all, they're like 5 years older than me. They don't want to be online like I am. They support it, but they didn't want to do that. And they had gotten in contact with Roy because Roy at the time had started dating Richie and was like slinging merch for him. So two things you need to know about Roy. Roy does a lot of band stuff, and so she's at like shows, slinging merch. I think saying merch girl is like a reductive way to put it. I guess it's kind of like not PC, but that's what she was doing. And then aside from that, she was like a fucking like Vegas stripper. And yeah, so they had become homies, and through my partner, I was introduced to Roy, right? And after that, I get to know Roy, have conversations with Roy, and I learn about social repose and all of that stuff. And
At Rocky_BB became a member. At Rocky_BB celebrates 28 months of membership. I've missed you, Poppy.
Hello, Rocky. It has been a minute. But yeah, so from that time, I meet Roy. And Roy is kind of like on the rocks about whether or not she comes out about Richie. And eventually she does come out about Richie, right? And I have an interview with Roy at the time. And to Roy's credit, that girl had like a bad stutter, but she was like honestly really chill, and like a really cool person. Like, fuck yeah. Roy definitely broke, for me personally, Roy broke a lot of my misunderstandings and preconceptions about sex workers. And, for that, like, I think she's like a really cool person. Also super, super headstrong, which is super cool. And I fuck with that as well, right? Yes, so Roy is a girl. Roy's moved on. But yeah. So I find out about Roy, and Richie finds out about me. Richie puts two and two together that my partner is my partner and that I am in conversation with Roy. So Social Repose reaches out to me and we have a conversation. I think this was like on an old second like VOD channel, so I'm sure it's out there. I don't think it's probably good. And I have a pretty heated discussion with Richie from what I remember. I spent a long time trying to set it up. We have the fucking conversation. I put out the conversation along with my video. And his relationship with Roy blows up in his face. I remember that he tried to portray Roy as like a piece of shit as well. It didn't really fly with a lot of people because Richie had built up a bad reputation. And I know at the time that he didn't like me. Anyway, small little anecdote at the time. Fucking iNabber, okay, who I always have something bad to say about him. I was thinking about it on the drive back because I was going to cover this on stream. iNabber is such like a little fucking spineless cretin. God. If there's one thing that like old heads like Tommy C have been right about, fucking these British guys are just like fucking the worst. Okay, and Nabber, like, fucking would always wait for somebody else to do the research, to get in there, to get into weeds, so that way he could reproduce it in like a 3-hour video that was the equivalent of him reading other people's videos. Which is why I don't like iNabber, because he's used my work without like crediting me. By now, I'm like, fine, I don't give a shit if people credit me or not. But it's annoying because iNabber knew who I was. It wasn't like that he was a stranger, right? When Omni covers like a drama that I break on FPS Diesel, I don't care that Omni doesn't credit me because I don't fucking know Omni, right? But when Nabber does it, I'm like, Frazier, you fucking talentless hack, okay? At least James Marriott has the fucking balls and talent to do music, Meanwhile, you're here meandering through your fucking weight loss journey. Fuck off. Yeah, Omni plays your video. That's true. But yeah. iNabber's like Jar, basically waits for other people to do all the work. Yeah, but fucking iNabber, you know, he hops on it too. And I remember, I think this is one of the videos that got taken down, and I didn't have a team at the time, so I missed it. Right? This is one of those like early mistakes. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it. But I remember Social Repose puts out a crash out video at the time, and I'm sitting in my school library because I was still in college at the time. I'm sitting in my school library, and my partner texts me saying, Richie mentioned me in a video. And I'm like, Richie mentioned you in a video? What the fuck? And lo and behold, there's this like insane crash out video from Richie where he's basically trying to put the screws to iNabber and myself and mentions that part about the show that my partner went to and tries to like portray my partner as like a Giga Richie fan, right? And by the way, having a passing enjoyment of Richie's music does not a fan make at all, period. All right? So he like gets my partner involved in this drama for no fucking reason whatsoever. He has this huge crash out. And by now I'm like, I fucking hate this guy, right? I fucking hate this guy. Make no qualms about it, okay? I fucking hate the guy.
I also hide iNabber, so here for it.
Now, that happens. And I get to work and I make a response video and fucking Social Repose and I have like a little back and forth. Nothing really comes of it. Around that time, he also floats the idea of us boxing because it was a thing at the time. Nothing came of it. Just the same way it almost happened with Onision and then nothing came of it. Many such cases. But that happened. So he dragged in an offline person because they just happen to have a relationship with you. Ew. Yes. Okay. And that pissed me off. So it was around that time that I get introduced to some of the other exes because Roy had been like putting 2 and 2 together and been trying to figure out like how exactly Richie cheated on her. And Roy gets in contact with the other exes of Social Repose. Okay. And again, this is like 5-year-old information. I could be like truncating it or some of it could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm infallible. I don't fucking remember all of the specifics of 5.5 years ago. I personally don't even fucking like the videos I did on Richie that long ago. It's kind of crazy that they have such staying power that I'm talking about them now. I don't even think I did an amazing job on them. Anyway, I get told about these other exes, and Roy's like, they would like to come forward, and I'm giving this to you because I know you and I trust you. I trust you, not iNabber. So yeah, that happens, and I get told the story and shared countless messages, countless messages between these young, I say young ladies, they're like women in their 20s. And Social Repose. And your old videos would have been better with the watermelon. All right. So I get shared all of these messages and I'm speaking to these other exes and they're telling me about their shit. And as they're telling me about their shit, they are also like in the alternative space, right? Some of them are on TikTok, some of them not so much. And they're telling me about all the stuff that's like fucked up and shitty with Richie, how he flies off the handle really easily, how he's constantly fucking angry, how he spends like tons of free time thinking about his haters, how his entire like cloud capital has fallen apart, how he's like miserable, how he's constantly looking for drama in his relationships. Yeah, Riley said she didn't agree with some of your takes on the subject, but never shared what that was. All right, girl. All right. Listen, we'll talk about some of that a little more, right? because I come from like I'm cut from the commentary cloth, which are a lot less we're a lot less PC in general, I guess, but I mean, sure. I'm looking at her room and she and I would probably not get along. But yeah, they're telling me all this stuff, and then here's the annoying thing that happens at the time, and I remember this happening, and so there's like a gap in when the coverage happens. And this is one of the things, right? You can't publish stuff if everybody involved is saying, I don't want to be public. Can I be anonymous? And I am really frustrated about that because they all want to be anonymous. And I'm like, okay, fine, we'll drop it. Now, to be clear, at the time, with them not all wanting to be, with all of them wanting to be anonymous, it wasn't that they all wanted to be anonymous for good reasons. So to just spill it now, at the time, one of the ladies in question, who I don't think I ever named, but was like a linchpin source in the story, had started dating another musician in the alternative space, which I'm sure there's like a broad brush I could fucking paint with that one. And I remember it fucking irritated me. But this guy who was like not like friendly with Richie, but was like familiar with the cause, did not like that his partner was talking to a guy who does drama news. And so he was up her ass being like, don't talk to this guy. Don't say anything to him. Don't nothing, no nothing, no, 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 no. And so she was like, I gotta stop because my new boyfriend says that I can't and it'll ruin his career. And that happens at the time. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Seems like she's kind of power tripping in her latest video with Richie. Yeah, I'm gonna probably agree with that sentiment based off of what I'm seeing in the titles. But yeah, so that happens, and I basically have to drop the story for a few months, and then the TikTok comes out from that lady who says Social Repose talked to me when I was 17 and was like, you know, kind of waiting for me. He was spawn camping, basically. He was waiting for me to turn 18 before he hopped on it. And so once I found out about that, I got in contact with her. And then using that, I basically ended up publishing the information I had from the other exes, using this new chick as like the new like source to corroborate my evidence and blah 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 blah. Lo and behold, I put out the video on Richie. It does okay, whatever. Bob's your uncle. At the time, Richie never responds to it. I found it kind of weird because at the time, Richie had responded to pretty much every single one of my videos. But honestly, if he doesn't want to get into a beef, yeah, I guess the ultimate way to win the argument is to not get involved. But I put out the video, and then that's it. And I know that's the video that was referenced. I've never heard it called spawn camping before. But yeah, so that's how the video ends up coming out and some of how like the sauce gets made. Richie, again, like I said, didn't respond to it, and he just moved on with everything, right? How do you keep up with drama without forgetting stuff? I'm actually forgetting a humongous amount. I if I'm being frank, I know that I don't remember like all of the like intricacies of this drama. I'm basically coming into this like 5 years removed from it. So I actually don't remember all of it. I'm recollecting this from my memory, which again, like I said, is completely fallible. I'm not a fucking Oracle of Delphi, right? But yeah, so I put out that video on him, and he doesn't respond, which is probably the correct answer. And it basically dies there. You can't be Frank or Diesel. Yeah, I'm trying to be serious right now. So, but yeah, so that was that at that time. Other folks ended up putting out videos on Social Repose here, there, everywhere, yada yada yada. And that was basically the end of it. And life moved on. I moved on to other stories. He moved on to being a TikToker. If I'm being honest, fucking TikTok saved Richie's career 100%. The pandemic, TikTok, all of that did numbers for him.
He ended up saving pretty much his entire career. He got a whole new audience that wasn't aware of his personal drama. And younger Zoomers just weren't really aware of the stuff that had happened with Jacqueline Glenn, because by that time, we're talking like 8, 9 years. So they just don't fucking remember or know. They would have been children when it happened, right? I even saw Richie on Red Note. Yeah, he does numbers on the short form, dude. His entire outfit, his getup, his whole shtick does really well on there. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that Richie was completely without drama. Since that time, Richie has tried to be like a fucking woke scold, where he's like getting into beef with Ronnie Radke and like other guys in the alternative space. Really cringe, really lame. Fucking, it's like crazy how all the guys in that space are basically like teenagers. It's stupid. But yeah, so that he's gotten in like little beefs like that. It was just like not really worth covering. And I think that wasn't so here's what I took away from the whole social repose stuff as like, oh, this is what my learning lesson was. I think, and it's something I've had to relearn. I guess I forgot. But I really did relearn this. Is that two things. One, no video you ever produce is going to change anything. Period. The only person who can cancel you is yourself. And then, so you have to realize that your videos are not that important. Have fun with them, do a good job with them, make good videos so you can appreciate it yourself. But like, you're not gonna like change the world. You're not fucking Rolling Stone. You're not Hunter S. Thompson. You're none of those things. It's never gonna fucking happen. That was one of the things I had to learn. I remember at the time when nothing happened, that I was pretty upset because I had wanted something to happen. I wanted to be like, it was me, right? I wanted some recognition for that. And I had to realize, like, that's not reasonable. It's stupid. Okay? You're not that guy. Nobody's that guy, by the way. Nobody. If you make commentary videos and you think you're that guy, that's just because your career is on the up right now and you need to get that ego out of you right now, or you're going to fuck up like Lewis McClung. Now I'm speaking to Riley, but it is true, because it's one of those things that could ruin your career. Yeah, so that is one thing. And two, if you make videos like that, don't expect recognition from your peers. And you shouldn't expect recognition from your peers. I think it's worse now because streaming as a system, you can't pay attention, entertain chat, and watch a video at the same time. And I think I made videos with the intent for other people to other creators and more specifically streamers to react to my content. And I ultimately realized after all the Yandere dev stuff twice, by the way, is that they don't fucking listen anyway or pay attention, or a lot of it is people fishing for an immediate content farming thing, or like they won't listen, or they'll be contrarian for the sake of starting an argument rather than either having a discussion or saying anything about it of value. Because I felt like I was going crazy, especially with the Yandere dev stuff, where it was like I was putting stuff out. I was consistent in everything I had said. I did fuck up with the one, what is it? The police report. 100% agree to that. But yeah, it's like the only thing that has changed is that I think Cameron is more malicious than before. But beyond that, none of the content changed. It's just that nobody wanted to watch a 3-hour video, and you can't rightfully make an hour-long version of that video in a way that is discernible, covers the information, and is full enough that it gives the entire context. The reality is that some stories aren't a simple good guy, bad guy, and YouTube videos excel in making good narrative, but they don't excel in telling good news. So that's kind of why my video on Logan Paul is like just like a researched, old school, like, oh, this is like a thing that happened, let's talk about the history of it. I'm gonna do more stuff like that because it's just like, well, I'm kind of interested. What was this stuff? Or like, did we react to it appropriately? Rather than trying to fish for like attention from my peers, because that was stupid. That was stupid. The only mistake I had ever made is wanting to accept recognition from people who were never going to like me anyway. Anyway, all that to say, be careful what you wish for in getting to a fight with Richie. All right. Be careful what you wish for. All right. If he is copyright striking your channel, fight it, obviously. But do not let this think that you are impossible to take down. Because today you're on top, but do not think that you will not fuck up another story. You will. You will. And you do not want to develop yourself into having an ego to the point where you can't accept that you've made a mistake. On a side note, I watched Fall Guy again recently, and my man just went, why does Aaron Taylor Johnson's character remind me of Logan Paul? Yeah, and then I birthed Falgi. Trust me, it's insane. The only reason the op block exists is because I didn't stream consistently. Remember, op block started as a joke to mog me for not streaming regularly, all right? And then it turns out it birthed Falgi's career. Which is good for him, you know? Good for him. Fucking... Some days when I see how many views he's getting off of the ACC shitter stuff, I sit there and I go, you fucker. You fucker. But all this to say, like, if anything, I've recognized a lot of my older videos. I was too full of myself. I was too like, and like I said, even if anything, the only thing for the Yandere Dev video is that I expected things to change when I really should have realized that they wouldn't. But I think like if you're a commentary channel, have ego for a fight. You need ego for a debate. You need ego for a fight. But you also have to be willing to be human about it. And also realize that the content that you make isn't something that it isn't. I think a lot of the guys who make videos sometimes think that they are like doing a humongous social change. And honestly, personally, in my life, in my heart of hearts, the places where I have done the most to improve the world has been by being an active member in my community. I know that's like a really fucking corny way to put it, but it's true. You doing a critical lens reaction to your older drama content? I mean, this is as good as you're gonna get. There's obviously like a humongous cringe factor to watching your older videos too. But yeah, that's really where it is for me. And when I see a lot of these younger guys, like with Lewis McClung, and this is why I ultimately didn't do a video on Lewis McClung, is because I didn't know of a way to thread that needle in a way that was like appropriate. Is I remember, so I had interviewed Lewis McClung. There's a whole filmed interview I did with Lewis McClung. And after talking to him in the interview, I had a lot of sympathy for him. Because I see a lot of like somebody who's like, I want to make a change. I want to do something positive. And I made a mistake. And he was willing to admit that. And I'll just say it now. He 100% he was too woke to throw Cataclysm under the bus. But in private, Lewis McClung was like, yeah, Cataclysm pushed me to. Which is why that bitch is rancid as fuck. But he couldn't throw that aside in that moment because he was like, I don't want to put a woman down, regardless of if it was right to put her down. But I felt bad for him, and I saw his whole career fall apart, and I went, I just can't do this. I can't. And I said, all right, well, I guess I'm not going to do a video on Lewis McClung. And I didn't do a video on Lewis McClung because I didn't feel okay about it at all. Not womb tattoo cataclysm. Said she had 1,000 hand jobs. It's light work. And yeah, so I hope that I know Lewis isn't doing this as his career anymore. It basically like got sucked away, and I had unrecorded conversations with Lewis McClung to like build rapport between him, and I learned a lot about his like past and his history and stuff like that. And so when I saw his like YouTube channel fall apart and him admittedly not being able to pay the bills, I couldn't help but feel bad because, you know, regardless of how wrong he was, and he was wrong and he did something bad, and regardless of how insane all of that stuff was, and that he rightfully ate a crow for it, the fact that it was like, no, well, he shouldn't have a career. He shouldn't be able to make money. And I'm just like, this entire guy's life is just completely been upended. And it's like, yeah, the stuff with Danky Jabbo is bad. And I'm glad that Danky Jabbo is okay and has a career. But like, I could easily see Lewis falling apart and then tearing himself to pieces in a prison of his own making. And I'd feel bad about it. Is he performative or misguided and a little daft? Misguided and a little daft, honestly. Yeah, and I couldn't really do it, you know. Yeah, well, kind of killed Lewis's channel was coming back after that fiasco and doing the same thing with that Dream video. Yeah, I had watched the Dream video and I was like, ultimately, like, yeah, Dream isn't like an amazing person, and that was really the gist of it. You know? Like, that was really it. He needed to like come back and do something that was a lot lower stakes. Like, he came back and his video when he came back was immediately the same thing that he did before. And he just kind of needed to... Yeah, but the pumpkin thing was like way, way back. Way, way back. You know? So it's like, you got to think about these things like in their respective time, right? During the failed Danky Jabbo cancellation, did you ever try to get in contact with him? I tried. I got no response. But I did try. Yeah. Lewis should have stayed with the gym content. He needed that male gaze or the male gaze. Well, yeah, probably. like the pumpkin thing, I kind of view it as like separate to the other two things. Like the Danky Jabbo and Dream thing are directly related, but the pumpkin thing is separate because of the distance and time between the two. Honestly, guys, every commentary channel makes a mistake. It's whether or not you get recognized for making those mistakes. If you don't think that other commentary channels you've watched have made mistakes, you're fucking stupid, because they all have. The whole way that you like survive is by never mentioning your fucking mistakes, because nobody's gonna notice if you just never bring it up. Because it was like the Dream video and the Danky Jabbo video, and then people went through his catalog, you know? Bro shouldn't have been so quick to crucify people, but I do feel bad he lost his livelihood. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. And I respectfully say this to all chatters, okay? You guys don't actually care. You guys don't. You don't. You might have sympathy for it, but like at the end of the day, you get to still like go to bed at night and not fucking have to worry about that, right? I think especially with like drama content, people are really quick to like be like, yeah, fuck this guy, his career's over. And it's like crazy. That's like crazy. I get it too. I hate people too. I don't like a lot of people, but it can be crazy, and I don't really know how to reconcile with that myself either. Because I know that I'm like participatory in that. And it's not like fucking trolls remorse. I don't feel bad about the content I've covered. I feel pretty good about it. I admit I do not care about the gay pirate boy. uh, uh, it's like a nearly impossible thing. Yeah, pitchforks and torches have been common theme in human history. Yeah, nothing's really changed. Let me turn off my heat. I'm like sweating like a fucking pig. I think coming back with the dream video before the Danky wounds healed was the worst optics on his part. Honestly, I think if it was like maybe like 6 months later, nobody would have cared. You know? Or even if it was like it was like literally just in that small sliver of time when he made the video. That was like the worst time to make it. Yeah, I would have given Lewis another chance. I gave Nick is Green another chance. You got to correct the issue though. Yeah, that's really it. That's really it. I mean, I probably don't have a lot that I'm in agreement on with Nick is not green. But, you know, he made a mistake and he corrected for it. He apologized like 6 times. And then he apologized 6 more. So you know he felt really bad about it. All right, guys, you're doing me no favors. I knew the second I showed this fucking room that you guys were gonna be like, red flag, mentally ill woman alert, mentally ill woman alert. God forbid a woman make use of a printer. Now we're red flags. Okay, so to be clear, I'm not watching her like 3-hour long video right now, many such cases. But she did a video that says, I exposed Social Repose as a predator. Now he's attempting to take down my channel, of which, not to be that guy. Okay, all right, anyway, moving on. Oh no, fuck, I changed my audio. Yeah, I got it, guys. Hold on, mute. Guys, stop. I already got it. I already figured it out. I'm being messaged too there.
This is not scripted, number one. I mean, I have my computer right here, but it's purely to record my audio. This is not like my normal content. This is not like my normal videos. This is very different. Very, very different. I have my little emotional support, Monica, with me to talk.
Oh my god. I mean, at least it's not like an Asuka, guys, right? No, well, here's the thing. If it was Asuka, we'd have known she's racist, right?
Talk about this. This is as raw as it gets with me. Like this is as, you know, raw and candid as I could be, like, on my channel, other than if I came on here crying, which I'm not gonna do. I do cry a lot, but I'm not gonna cry in this video. Don't worry.
Okay.
So,
all right.
why am I here? Well,
am I old? I feel like I'm old.
recently, I uploaded a video about almost a week ago now, I believe, 5 or 6 days ago, titled You Don't Know Social Repose. This was part 1 of a 2-part deep dive series I was working on. This video got, within just a few days, almost 150,000 views.
Poppy, I've missed your laugh. It makes me smile.
Thank you, Rocky.
It is getting views and traction.
It is getting views. It is getting views. I was made aware of your I should start gambling on YouTubers that I think are going to be big, because I think you're going to break 100K soon.
Very, very, very quickly. If you look at my channel right now, you will notice that that video is no longer on my channel. Why is it no longer on my channel? Well, Richard Geese, aka Social
Dude, she threw out the name, dude. She threw out the full name. Richard Geek.
Repose, filed a copyright strike on my
Ooh.
video about him. He filed a copyright strike on my video where I expose him for predatory behavior.
I counted 30 stuffies in this camera shot.
30 stuffies? Do we count Labubu's, guys? Do we count Labubu's? Those are not Labubu's. Those are something else.
With his minor fans. In my video, where I expose him for having such close proximity to multiple known predators, including Davi Vanity, Brian Stars.
Look, all right. I'm not gonna like steel man fucking Social Repose. Fucking if you threw a stone into alternative YouTube at the time, you would have hit a predator, okay? It's not a surprise at all that a lot of these like alt YouTubers talk to these guys who ended up being predators, right? But his proximity to a guy like Brian Summers or Davi Vanities does not a pedophile make him, okay? That's not a smoking gun. That isn't, right? You need something else.
Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, William
Okay, never mind. I think I'm gonna find myself on the opposite side of the argument of this young lady. Like Shane Dawson, what do you are we really saying it like he was like friends with Shane Dawson and they were sharing kitty pics or something? Like the way you put it is that she hasn't called him a pedo. Guys, not to be that guy, but what happens when you call someone a predator on the internet? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Okay? Because every time people talk about fucking Davi Vanity, Social Repose, or not Social Repose, Shane Dawson, or fucking Brian Summers, they're talking about raping children. They're talking about child rapist. Predators just means one thing online. Yeah. Let's just call a spade and what that is, all right? Predatory behavior doesn't mean pedo. Yeah, but we're talking about internet language here, okay? How you convey a message means everything, right? That's what it is, all right? So just because the actual definition means something else, that's not how like fucking idiot Andy views it when they're watching the video, right? Think lowest common denominator. I know you understand that, right? That's not how other people interpret it. When I see somebody associate with Shane Dawson, I go, Shane Dawson fucked his cat. Shane Dawson kissed little girls. That's what I think. Okay? That's what I think.
Onision, like all of them. I did quite a bit of investigating for that video. I showed multiple pieces of evidence, everything, like evidence to support my claims of his predatory behavior with his fans, evidence to support my claims that he knew about Davi Vanity's predatory behavior before he went on the Reckoning tour, which I talked about.
Yeah, I forget that other people can be stupid, but also you literally stopped on a picture of him with Onision. Yeah, so the thing is, right, is that there was a time when people didn't have a problem with Onision, which is insane.
About that as well.
And yeah, Social Repose and Onision fucking hate each other right now.
I brought up a lot of stuff, but the really big part of that video, the really
right, but Social Repose does use his entire fan base as a revolving door for sex. Like absolutely, 100%. I think if anything, my opinion at the time was not to do that. Which honestly, if you're fucking your fans that are legal age adults, I don't give a shit. All right? You're both consenting adults. You can fuck each other if you want. All right?
Scathing, parts were definitely the parts where I exposed him for being a predator, which is exactly why I think he's doing this.
No, it's actually much simpler for why he's doing this, okay? Here's why he's doing this. You're a woman. That's it. He thinks he can win because you're a woman. Okay, and that you're weak-willed and that you'll bend over because he's Social Repose and you're a woman. All right. It is really that simple. It is not for the information in the video. It is because he thinks he can beat a woman.
Diesel, the pile of creatures on the left, has an ominous aura.
They're okay. I'm not going to poo-poo on somebody's fixation, you know? As Keemstar said, fuck the fans.
Most of you are probably not new to YouTube and not new to this, especially if you've been a long-time consumer of like YouTube and commentary content in general. But for those of you that don't know, I want to explain the difference between what a copyright claim is and what a copyright strike is. So a copyright claim is when a musician...
So just here, like literally fight the strike. Like just do it. The strike will get overturned in 30 days. He's 100% trying to sandbag the video. That is absolutely. We are in agreement on that. Right? Now, again, I haven't watched the whole video. Some of you are saying in the chat that she does go to great lengths to describe the specifics of these relations that she has with these individuals. And I'm willing to mea culpa on that and fully understand that she, in the course of 3 hours, explains the nuances associated with these relationships. If I am a passing individual on the internet and this was my first time seeing this, my recollection and understanding of this would be he fucks kids. All right. That's what it is. Now, obviously, like I said, I had mentioned how I did the video where he ended up spawn camping on a fan. I'm not going to be surprised if that's not something that's happened before. And hasn't happened since. It probably has. But whether or not it has or hasn't, I don't know.
An artist, a creator, whatever, files a claim on a video made about them where someone utilized their copyrighted material. It can be a video, it can be music, whatever. They file a claim.
Claims can be two things. You don't need to file a claim. You have a claimants set up as automatic. Okay, you did show up in the 3-hour vid. Yeah, I know. I saw that I showed up. That was it. That was all that I know, right? I left a comment of me with the little emoji that's like putting its like hand over its mouth laughing. That's what I did. So I did leave a comment. I did not watch the video, but I did think it was funny to be mentioned. But claims can be automatic. I've had claims automatically appear on my videos. I don't say that they're like anything else aside from automatic. You can set up claims to be automatic in a way that is malicious. You show up on this one too, if I remember right. It's only 19 minutes long.
That means that is not a strike against your channel. That usually does not result in any strike or any...
But it is a soft sandbag because it does take away your income from the video, which would encourage you not to cover it again in the future.
Any kind of like punishment towards your channel, right? Usually what happens, there's a few things that can happen there. The claimant can decide, hey, you can't show this video anywhere, right? They can turn off monetization. They can collect ad revenue, the ad revenue that you already collected. There are even times where you can split the ad revenue. Sometimes they give you the option to cut the copyrighted portion out of the video, right? All of that stuff happens. And then basically as the creator, you're given the opportunity to dispute that claim. When you dispute that dispute then goes back to the claimant, not to YouTube. It goes back to the claimant themselves. So in this case, Social Repose, right? Or Onision, but that was my last one. I'll talk about that in a sec. It goes to the claimant. From there, they have 30 days to then dispute. And if they decide to dispute, I can then appeal. Once that appeal happens, that's, I believe, about a 5 to 7 day process where basically YouTube, then and only then does YouTube themselves finally review the material, and then they ultimately decide if this falls under fair use or not.
Yeah, this is also how you gather docs info. So what Social Repose is doing right now is probably perjury. If he's illegally filing like a copyright strike. But he might be like, I'm going to just sue her rather than something else, right?
Then you will...
But he's getting her docs information by using it this way.
From there.
So he's pulling a KP. Yeah, it could be that. It could be that he's looking to litigate against it.
Get a strike on you.
I don't think he is. I think that would be very stupid.
Your channel. If it does fall under fair use, then the claim is dropped and everything goes back to normal. The video is reinstated. You get the ad revenue that's, collected throughout that time, whatever. That is so Onision recently, I did part 2 of my Onision deep dive series.
How are we still doing this? All right. Here's another. This might be a hot take. Feel free to disagree with me, young lady. Here's the thing. Onision will die in irrelevancy, but people need to stop talking about him. I know that YouTube has sandbagged a lot of Onision content in order to stop people from discussing him, which is why you don't see so many videos on Onision these days, is because YouTube went through a whole process of making it difficult for those kind of videos to be successful. But in the same respects, it's like the only way that Onision dies is if we stop discussing him. I know that seems like insane, but it really is. It really is ultimately the only way we fucking kill that creature, you know?
Filed a copyright claim on that video. He filed a copyright claim. I
Does YouTube
disputed
reverse
it.
strikes and give them to the one who sent it? No. So what'll happen is, so if you commit perjury and illegally or wrongfully, not illegally, illegal would imply it's a crime. But if you wrongfully file a strike and then that person disputes it and succeeds, nothing happens. It's actually a terms of service violation, but it's very easy to go when YouTube comes to you, you could just be like, which by the way, they never come to you, but theoretically you could say to YouTube, I was doing it with good intent. I didn't know. And then that's it. Damn, my fucking camera is like mad hot right now.
And he didn't respond to the dispute within 30 days. So therefore, that video, the ad revenue collected, that will now go to me. And it's not, there's no strike, there's no copyright claim, any of it. Richie bypassed all of that and decided to copyright claim and then immediately follow with a copyright strike. A copyright strike.
So the claim was probably automatic, but the strike was definitely manual. Strikes have to be manual.
Is a punishment against your channel. That's literally what it is. Unlike a copyright claim where you can like lose ad revenue or like what, you know, have the video taken down, a copyright strike is an attack on the channel. When you get 3 copyright strikes on YouTube, that's it. Literally 3 strikes, you're out. It's a huge...
The amount of times I've gotten strikes for things I've covered and then just not fucking said anything is crazy. Yeah, after you get like your first 5 from like somebody you cover, you're just like, I don't fucking, fuck you. I'm not even gonna fucking say anything. That's what you want.
Deal. It is a huge deal to copyright strike someone's video. The part that he copyright striked, so my video, it was almost 2.5 hours long. The part that he copyright striked was actually way at the end of the video. It's 2 clips I used from a video of his that was between a 5-minute period out of my 2.5 hour video. I believe it was at the hour 56-minute mark to the 2 hour and 1 minute mark. So literally 5 minutes. I used 2 clips from his video where he talks about his experience on the My Digital Escape tour. I was using those clips to, number one, I was establishing the timeline of events and the social repose lore, right? At that point, we had gotten to the MDE tour and the controversy there, so I was explaining what happened. I was allowing him to explain in his own words what happened. In between these 2 clips, I give commentary, I express opinions, I use statements from other things, evidence, whatever. And then immediately following those clips, right, aside from the commentary I gave in between and before on the clips themselves and, you know, like I said, giving commentary, giving opinions, criticism, whatever, all of that, right? I then give even more commentary where I not only give more opinions, but I show even more statements and I make even more claims and I transform the material.
So like, what are the most damning posters on her wall? I was looking at the Omori poster going, I could see someone couching that in a really bad light. But which one is worse? That one or the Clan ad one? That's mean. That's mean. I'm joking. There's a good chance Riley could see this. But
I give new...
If you were like looking to like destroy someone, you could be that nitpicky. I can 100% see it.
meaning to the material. Aside from the clips themselves also being edited, like added text and things like that I did.
But not the Monica pillow though?
Edited the clips themselves. I also gave a lot of commentary. Like, I transformed the material. I gave
The
new meaning to
one
it.
below Paprika is a pretty out there anime. That's also by Satoshi Kon, right? Perfect Blue. I haven't seen it.
On top of expressing commentary, giving opinions, whatever, right? I used it as evidence to support my claims. I use it to establish.
Evil Diesel wants to come out again. Well, that's like the thing. If you're like looking to be like an expert clip chimper, that's how pedantic you need to be, you know?
A timeline. Like, in so many ways, do these clips fall under fair use? Like, I'm a commentary YouTuber. I've been doing this over a year now. I understand fair use.
Oh, honey. Oh, you don't know what you don't know. Do you know about the Mori creator Diesel? Yes, of course I do.
Policies on YouTube. My title is not clickbait. This is an attempt to get my channel taken down. Not only is it an attempt to get the video taken down.
Really, if he wanted to take down your channel, he'd copyright strike you 3 times immediately.
But he put a strike against my channel.
Because one strike does not a killed channel make, you know?
As a YouTuber, understands the severity of that. He understands that. In fact, he has his own video where he claimed that he had a copyright strike that was then later removed. Whatever, that was from years ago, but like, he knows. He's been a long-time YouTuber and he's been through this process himself. He knows exactly what he's doing here. He is trying to get my video taken down, and he's trying to silence me because I exposed him as a predator. I exposed him for predatory interactions with fans, for inappropriate statements he made about underage YouTubers, for his connection to Davi Vanity, the fact that he knew Davi Vanity was a predator and still went on tour and encouraged his child fans to attend the tour. All of this I brought to light, and as a result, he is attempting to take the video.
All right, let's not stolen valor this. All right, let's not stolen valor this. You are stepping on. There are many of people who came before you that made the same video. I know I was bitching about iNaver before. I'm not saying that with me specifically. I didn't cover the specifics of Davi Vanity or Brian Summers or any of that. But this is like an anime where you're like 10 seasons in and you just showed up, all right?
Down and attempting to get my channel taken down. First of all, can we just like, so here's the thing, right? Aside from like whether or not this falls under fair use and like just setting that aside.
Quickly, it absolutely does. The strike should absolutely be reversed. You should absolutely get in trouble for that. That strike is inappropriate and ridiculous.
Richie, I don't understand why you did this for a few reasons. Number one, now you are guilty, right? Like now.
Why? She's gonna have a Lewis McClung moment, and it's not because she's ginger. If you don't think it'll happen, I'm telling you right now. There are so many like commentary guys that like when I talk about commentary, there's 2 types of commentary. There's literally everybody else, and then those annoying spurgs who yell at each other on Twitter and live streams. Okay? Those are the 2. The ones that come from the normie world, the ones that cover the TikTok drama, they make insane claims all the time. The fact that some of these commentary channels haven't gotten their assholes absolutely blown up is insane, because I've seen videos where I'm sitting there and I'm watching it and I'm going, what the fuck are you on about? All right. But this is like a recipe. Like, this is like a recipe for Schadenfreude, you know?
You have implicated yourself, because the reality is, if you actually had a case for defamation, right? If you could prove that something I was saying in my video regarding your predatory behavior and the allegations I made against you was false, if you could prove defamation, that is what you would be doing right now. You would be suing me for defamation.
Oh God, you don't know what you're doing. Stop. Oh, do you really want to get locked up in litigation with Richie? Do you really want to do that? Do you really want to do that? Don't egg it on. Don't egg it on. I'm begging you, don't egg it on. Oh my God. Let her cook, Diesel. I 100% I see where she's coming from, but Richie is petty enough. I'm telling you right now, if he's thinking of suing her, he's using the copyright strike to gain the information to do so. Okay, that is 100% what's happening, because he might not know her like name and location and stuff like that.
but he could 100% get it via copyright strike and then send her a fucking court summons. All right, like that is like a recipe. This is like not good. Like it's real stuff, dude.
And this is just a little lesson to anyone who's like wants to be, you know, a creator and is thinking about it, right? If they have a defamation case, they will just do it. If they're using other little threats like cease and desist or like copyright strikes and things like that, they're doing it because they can't actually prove defamation.
No, so a cease and desist is like a cease and desist is like not that same thing at all. That is, you could use a cease and desist as a preamble before a defamation suit. Absolutely. All right. You could be like, look, I gave her a chance to get an off ramp and then she didn't take it. So now I'm taking her to court for defamation.
So he's doing this because he knows what I'm saying is true. He knows that he can't dispute it with evidence. And so the only course of action he has to attempt to control the narrative is to try to get my channel taken down. You are Onision.
That bothers him. That was a good one. I know that bothers him. When you call him Onision or say he's like Onision, I know that bothers him.
You are Onision, Richie. This is what
C&D is a strongly worded letter. That's all. Yeah, but it's if you're like actually planning on suing someone, you need like that paper trail, and it's always good to have.
Onision did. This is what Onision did to Mr. Repsion years ago. You know exactly what you're doing. I can't believe you did this. Like, do you understand what you've done now? You have opened Pandora's box. You get that, right?
You've opened Pandora's box? Guys, come on. Am I being mean by saying she's got like a humongous ego about this? Like, unironically, I want to know if I'm like poison pilling this. Am I poison pilling this?
You get that because you are not going to silence me.
Oh, brother. Oh, guys. Oh, no.
Let me just say that right now. I believe that this strike will eventually be appealed or removed or whatever. I believe that I will win this. But even if I don't, let's say hypothetically that you do actually win this, Richie, and I have this strike on my channel forever. First of all, now, out of spite, I'm going to continue talking about it. I am. Listen, I can.
I think she's just passionate because she was a victim of someone like Davi or Richie. Not to be that guy, but do you remember the tale of Cataclysm? Do I need to tell you the tale of Darth Cataclysm and her fight against Jedi Jabbo? Because like here's the thing, right? Like obviously I don't fucking like Social Repose. I think I've made that pretty fucking clear. So like, you know, if it's gun to my head, I need to pick a team. I know I'm picking Team Riley, you know? But like I'm getting some I'm not ready to put money down on this bet right here, okay? I'm watching the horse at the race, and I'm like, I don't know, man. He's kind of giving me a look today. I don't know if I put the whole $100 on him.
Be kind of spiteful, okay? It's not one of my good qualities, but it's true. It's true. I can.
She's not really used to this, I think.
This pause frame is amazing.
Be spiteful, and I am spiteful, and just purely out of spite, I will continue to talk about this. And in fact, if the video does not get reinstated, right, what's going to happen? So you're not going to silence me, right? I already said that, but you're also not going to hide this information. I will continue to make this information known. So what's going to happen is I'm just going to edit my original video, right? So I'll edit whatever little copyrighted, you know, parts that, whatever. I'll do that. And then on top of that, because you see, this is the thing. I'm sure you know this as a YouTuber, right? You know that even if this does get reinstated and even if the video goes back up and all of this stuff, that it's going to get less views, it's going to get less engagement because of that period of it being blocked. And I know you know this. I know you know that even if you don't win this, you are still suppressing this in the algorithm. Let me just say right now, I am going to re-upload that video. I'll edit it. I'll be far more careful so that you can't copyright claim or copyright strike. On top of that, I will add even more to that video. So the stuff that I was going to put in part 2, no, I'll just add that to part 1.
Just make it like a 6-hour video on Social Repose. You know, make the Gunanomicon of Social Repose videos.
So I'll make that, say, like an extra hour worth of material. On top of that, what I'm also going to do is then I'm going to introduce all of the new allegations, all of the new claims that I received following that video, right?
So you got
not
new
only
ones?
are the people that already
Oh,
watched
boy. Okay. Oh, boy. This one's going to be rough.
it going to be enticed to rewatch it because now there's an extra hour added of material, but then newer audiences are going to find it as well. So this is what I mean when I said you open Pandora's box, because now everyone knows. Now they know. Now they know that you're guilty. I really I can't understand why
Guys, I got a real bad feeling about this. Guys, I got a real bad feeling about this.
you did this. I really can't. I can't, because I don't understand how this works out for you even if you do win this. Like, you're not, even if you win this strike, you're not disputing any of the claims I made. You have not provided evidence to the contrary. So you're still a predator, right? Like, you do understand this. You do understand that you, like, even if you win this doesn't help you. It only makes you look even more guilty.
Yeah, I heard he deleted like 500 videos. He's trying to keep it so that way she can't produce another video, I'm guessing, right? So that way she can't get the information.
I'm so sorry, but when are these big creators going to learn the best way to avoid
He's not a big creator. He's irrelevant. Not to, you know.
controversy is to ignore it. Like, hello?
I mean, it is, but it is. But the same applies to you, right? Because you give him a humongous avenue here with this video.
Hello? Like,
the clout capital thing definitely applies, but in the same respects, I think a lot of people are just like actually fucking dumb idiots too, right? I think a lot of people get like a humongous ego from YouTube. Like Scotty K Fitness that we looked at earlier, 100% his ego was super inflated from his content.
the fact that you responded in this way, responded like Onision, like, are you Onision or are you Onision? Are you Onision or are you Onision? Because apparently you're Onision in every way. You're a predator, you're a cheater, you're a manipulator, and you abuse the copyright systems on YouTube against your critics. You're Onision. You are Onision, Richie. I submitted a, whatever they call it, like a counter notification or something like that. Basically, that's like the appeal that they give you. So that counter notification, like I said before, I have to give a whole list of why I think it's like it falls under fair use, blah, blah, blah. That will go to him. That goes to the claimant. It doesn't go to YouTube. I really don't understand why, like, yeah, let me request from the claimant to release the copyright claim. They'll definitely do that. That makes a lot of sense, YouTube, Jesus Christ. But that happens, right? So it goes to him. And then basically from there, he has, I believe, 10 days to provide legal documents saying that he's basically going to sue me. And from there, if that happens and he can prove that he's then going to sue me, then the claim or the strike will stay in the meantime until it's resolved. If he's unable to provide legal documents, then from what I understand, that
all revives. I'm like trying to read like her mind right now and figure out what's going on inside the inner machinations of her mind palace, okay? But I'm definitely like, I got a bad feeling. I hate to be that guy. I know, I'm just saying, I got a bad feeling about this. I'm sensing a disturbance in the force, boss. I'm getting a real bad vibe about this one. If this turns into a beef, he could win.
It will be reinstated and everything will be fine. The strike is lifted. I don't know what he's going to do here. He probably could afford to like do a frivolous lawsuit. I really don't understand why he would do that though. Like, this is clearly an attempt to control the narrative.
Yeah, he could do a frivolous lawsuit. And why would he do that? Because he's petty. Because he'll just take you for every penny you have. He'll silence you via litigation and you'll be trapped in litigation forever. That's the real worry.
Clearly an attempt to hide this information that I brought to the surface.
I think for like the FPS Diesel channel, speaking for myself, I'll keep that channel to like well-produced full videos, right? I'm never gonna put out a video like this ever again on FPS Diesel because it's just like
it's just not worth it, you know. You want to kind of you kind of in situations like this, I argue that you should hold your cards close, right? Like I could have sprung on Richie way earlier than I did for my videos, but I just held my cards close and I waited for my time, you know. Something about the patient hunter, something Sun Tzu, you know.
So by him doing that, he's only
Does he
bringing
have
more
that kind of money? I don't know.
attention to it. This is what I mean. Like, if you weren't guilty, you would just be suing me for defamation. You are guilty, and now everyone.
If it okay, so let's unpack. Hold on, let's go back a second.
Him doing that, he's only bringing more attention to it. This is what I mean. Like, if you weren't guilty, you would just be suing me for defamation. You are guilty, and now.
Okay, all right. So 2 things. That's an insane statement. That doesn't make any sense. I was listening to a podcast because that's what I do these days because I'm in my car all the time. I was listening to a podcast called Amicus. It's like a podcast between attorneys, and they had a law professor on, and he was talking about the difference between the law and morality, right? The law and morality sometimes align and sometimes don't. But assuming that the law is morality is a fool's errand, because there are plenty of times where immoral acts are justified as moral by the law, like segregation was seen as like a Christian value, like a good thing. It was moral to have separation, right? But it clearly is immoral and it's clearly wrong. All right. If Richie wins a defamation case against you, it does not mean that Richie is more moral or more right or more innocent or less innocent. A civil lawsuit does not determine the guilt or innocence of an individual at all. People thinking that guilt and innocence is determined in civil arbitration or lawsuits are misunderstanding what the law is, right? There's a reason that the preponderance of evidence is different for civil cases and criminal cases, right? It's guilty or innocent in criminal. In civil, it's like what is it? The word is it is more probable that this person is at fault than the other person. There's probably a specific word. I don't remember right now. Okay. I was listening to a podcast. Oh boy, listening to a podcast, unkmaxing. Hopefully I have more culpable. Yeah. Hopefully I have given context to such a statement and why it is a ridiculous statement for someone to make now, right? Because I'm not trying to just like rip on Riley here. All right. I'm trying to be like to say something rather than to say nothing at all. And it's almost like if most defamation lawsuits is going to settle out of court with some sort of agreement between the two. Was the 90% of, yeah, 90% of them settle out of court. Yeah. So it's like, I hope that I am giving a good point here, right? Morality is not equally legality is a big topic these days. Exactly. Yeah, and most YouTuber lawsuits aren't about the end result. It's about the mental warfare. Yeah. You'd be hard-pressed to tell me that Ms. Kiff is a good person, but Ms. Kiff is engaging in monetary and mental warfare by getting into lawsuits with OTK. That is the point of it.
Everyone knows you're guilty. Yeah. So we'll have to see. In the meantime, I'm going to continue working on my next social repose video. However, here's what I will say. I'm obviously, because I don't know how this is going to work. Basically what my plan is, if he decides to like get legal documents and decides he's going to try and go through with this lawsuit process, then from there,
she's like already mentally preparing to go to court. Why is she's like assuming it's already gonna happen? Why are you doing that? Gen Z has a weird understanding of law and morality. Yeah, I agree with that. It's why I'm saying what I'm saying on stream, to try and like, I know my audience skews older and a lot of you guys are like beautiful MILFs, but like, you know, maybe you'll pass it on to your Gen Z niece or nephew, you know.
I will edit my original video. I'll add all the new, material and things like that and re-upload it. If that doesn't happen, then I will just make my part 2. So unfortunately, it might be a little bit longer than I initially anticipated for part 2 to come out. It truly depends on where this goes. I don't know where
Diesel. You're welcome, Queens.
this is going to go. I really don't think he's going to be able to win this. I will be shocked because
she genuinely believes that Richie is like Onision and she is like Repsion, so she's preparing for the same kind of battle. Yeah, well, it didn't happen with me. I don't think it's going to happen with her.
If like there are so many reaction channels that take people's entire videos, like half an hour, hour-long videos, and play them in their entirety and react to them. So for me, I truly can't understand how 2 clips within a 5-minute period out of a 2.5-hour video where I am an entire video about Social Repose and his lore and the allegations, the clips themselves being edited, the clips themselves having commentary, me giving new meaning to the material, all of this stuff. Like, I really will be shocked if this goes through. But I guess anything is
It's really not. It's really not. Anybody with like 2 YouTuber brain cells, which are worth less than a regular brain cell, would be able to tell you as much.
So that is the plan. But yes, Richie, Social Repose, has attempted.
Q, are you telling us you're a MILF? Yeah, he's a bald. I'd like to fuck.
Take down my channel because I exposed him as a predator. Yeah. This is 2026. This is not 2016. This is not Onision in 2016. Reminder, we are in 2026, okay? As you can see, like, this is not scripted. I'm very scatterbrained.
I see Comey can't communicate in the corner over there, dude.
Scared. I've never had this happen before. I have posted a short. I posted it on Instagram. I posted it on TikTok.
I'm a bilf, a bald. I'd like to fuck.
And I posted it on here as well, but I'm making this video.
I find it weird how these pedos still have a fan base. Not to be that guy, but have you seen these Epstein files things?
Because this is my biggest platform. And like, I don't have his numbers. I don't have 5 million.
He doesn't have those numbers either. His channel's dead.
TikTok followers. I don't have 1.2 million YouTube
Nobody
followers.
gives a shit about him like that. There's nobody that's a rabid Social Repose fan anymore. He's an irrelevant freak.
1.2 million Facebook followers, 2 million Instagram followers.
Dead.
This channel. I have this
He's
small
felted.
channel with 78,000 subscribers, which I'm so grateful for. I can't believe I've even grown that big. That's crazy. This is all I have. So that, like, I'm making this video because this is, I think, how this is going to get the most reach and the most attention. But yeah, so that's what's happening with that. I will keep you guys updated. Any new information that comes out, I'll probably put it in a short. If it's a big enough deal, maybe I'll make a follow-up video. I don't know. We are going to have
She is BPD. She admitted it in another video.
to see how this turns out. Richie, if you are watching this, I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. Because whether you win this or not, now it's out there. Now it's out there. Have you heard of the Streisand effect?
Oh shit. Yeah, Richie. Now it's out there. Have you heard of the Streisand effect? You're like killing me. I like I don't even disagree. But like it's something a little corny about that, right? That is literally how she delivered it. Oh.
Wait, does Social Recluse even still have a career?
Oh my god. Look.
I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. Because whether you win this or not, now it's out there. Now it's out there. Have you heard of the Streisand effect?
Have you heard of the Streisand effect? Richie, Richie, wake up, Richie. Have you heard of the Streisand effect? Do you know? Do you know what it means? You've unwoken Pandora's box, Richie. I will not be silenced, Richie. Richie, you can take me for all I'm worth. You're going to pry this story from my cold, dead hands. Richie Geese. I saw you with Davi Vanity. Richie. Do you know that I'm Riley Richie? Richie, the Leviathans are coming.
Richie, I've been hearing a lot about you, Richie. And you know what? I don't like how these woke liberal women are coming from you. I like how you dress up in your little outfits. I hear the Leviathans are coming. That's okay, though. The Leviathans aren't coming for me either. That's why I'm president. You can come hang out with me. Larry Ellison, he bought an island. It has nothing to do with the last island. It's going to be a good time.
Now people will know. And people who don't know are now going to be curious. So I hope it was worth it. And you will not silence me. I may be much smaller than you, but I am very spiteful. I will be the Repsion to your Onision.
No! 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 What are we doing? What are we doing? No! Somebody grab this woman and tell her to stop. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. What happened to that guy? He smoked weed until his brain fell out. That's what happened to Repsion. Guys. Yeah, I don't even think Repsion wants to be the Repsion to the Onision. Yeah, I'm sorry. This feels like you're casting a spell on yourself. This is like a curse. This is a curse, girl. Yeah, he's got a welding certificate. He's like a welder now. Oh boy.
You understand that, right? You understand that. Like, honestly, I will sell a limb if I have to fight you in court. We can make
Oh god. It's like she wants it. It's like she wants to go to court. It's like she wants to go to court against social repose. Let the court case happen at this rate. I'm more interested in seeing that storyline. I'm not taking a side in this one. I'm bowing out right now. I'm not betting on the horses today. I'm just here to watch.
history together. You can show up in the bulletproof vest and all that stuff.
What are you saying? You're gonna shoot Richie? What are you... Dude, Richie gonna have the ops from the Riley fucking YouTube channel?
And I'll just be there making you look like a fool, and we can make history together if that's what
you want. What are you doing? This is like a collab but evil suggestion. What if we did a collab but it was evil?
You want to do. I am the Daniel Solzbach Repsion to your own.
Dude, you need to stop saying that. You need to stop.
And I will never, ever.
She's saying he can make a fool out of himself, Diesel. We're way past the fool. This is, I know what she's saying, but this is way past ridiculous. Come on, this is comedy.
Stop talking about it. I will make this information known.
Can somebody take her rant, but like edit it to a Fonk edit, you know?
You can count on it.
Wow. Wow. Holy shit. Holy shit. Is it a safe space to say she kind of reminds me of Creepshow art? Oh boy. Oh boy. This is probably doing numbers for her channel right now. This is a 49-minute video.
How are you doing today? I hope you are all doing very well. Yes, I am back. I am back, and I'm back with more updates. Yes, I know you all are very eager to see this unfold. I know you all are very eager for
She's
this.
got a lot of real worlding to do. Is she like 22 or something? She doesn't strike me as being very old.
I've been reading comments, and some of them are just absolutely hysterical. It's you guys have actually, like, thank you so much for, like,
What? I want to see how other people see this. Fucking everybody's like hurrahing her. Come on, you know how they're seeing this. How many subs does she have? 83K. She'll pass 100K soon. I'm gonna say 3 months. I think she'll pass 100K in 3 months. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're all like, "Yay, girl, go!"
all of the kind, supportive, even just funny comments, like cracking little jokes and
This
stuff.
is the one you were mentioning. I was wrong last time.
Because honestly, that is the thing that's, like, really helping me get through this right now. I'm, like, so anxious. I've never had to deal with this before. I didn't think I would have to be dealing with this, at least not for a while, you know, when I was more established as a YouTuber. And it's just a waiting game. Like, I can't really do anything but wait. So I've just been sitting here waiting anxiously, and the only thing I can really do is just come to you guys when there's updates. So I have updates. Here we are. And they are big updates, okay? These are some mega.
She got Van Helsing or no, not a Van Helsing. She's got a Helsing shirt on. That's what's his face?
Updates. Once again, like I said in my last video, my title is not clickbait, and I'm about to show you that, okay? So why am I here once again?
Yes. So Social Repose deleted a bunch of vids. Yes.
Yesterday, I sat down. So like I just said, I can't really do much but sit here and worry and freak out. And
Alucard, yeah.
it's not really a productive thing to do. So I tried to use a little bit of that worry as, like, motivation to keep working. So yesterday I sat down to keep working, to start working on my second Social Repose video, depending on how that goes. I talked about that last video. You can watch that to know more about that. So I started to sit down to work on that. So I go to Social Repose's YouTube page to pick back up in the timeline where I left off in his content. And as I'm doing that, I notice that there's a lot of missing content, or at least, you know, a lot to me since I spend so much time scrolling through his content. There is a lot of missing stuff. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
was really sheltered at 22. I didn't. It's crazy to feel you grow so much. Anybody who says that your entire worldview and understanding of the universe is completely made up by the time that you hit 18 or 21 is insane. At 20, I guess I'm 28 now. I'm constantly learning and growing and changing. My beliefs and opinions are not, like, set in stone. I'm just not there, you know.
okay, was it
She's
always
24, you guys. Wow. All right. Well,
like this? What is the stuff that's missing here? So I look a little bit, and I notice that I don't
well, 24. It's like after the pandemic. We got to shave like 3 years off of anybody's age because of the pandemic, you know.
see any videos related to Blood on the Dance Floor. I don't see any vlogs about the Reckoning Tour. I don't see the performance between Davi Vanity and Social Repose where they performed their song Sting together. I don't see any of it. And I'm like, no way, no way. There's no way. He didn't. So I open my giant Google Doc full of all my research, over 100 pages so far, by the way, and I go to click on those links for those videos. And I'll just put some screen recordings up on the screen so that I can show you that he privated them all. He privated all of his videos related to Davi Vanity, all of his videos about the Reckoning Tour, all of his videos where he talks about the things that he saw while on that tour, the videos where he talks about the statements that he made, knowing that certain people had spoken out about Davi Vanity's predatory behavior pre-Reckoning Tour. He deleted it all. He deleted it all. So this pretty much
See, Kat sent me a cake for my birthday, you know.
verifies exactly what I suspected. Exactly what I suspected, right? I said in my last video that I believe he is doing this false copyright strike because of the stuff that I brought up with the predatory behavior. I believe it is because of this specific stuff related to Davi Vanity. And there's a lot of stuff in that video. There is a lot of stuff that I went over in that video. We went over everything from the beginning. We talked about, aside from, you know, that stuff, we talked about, like, you know, his album releases. We talked about the headdress, all the controversy there. And we spent a lot of time in the last half focusing on MDE, My Digital Escape, and all of the drama there, right? So there was a lot. That was a 2.5-hour video, okay? It was a pretty extensive, it went over a lot. And we didn't even get to the cheating and all of that stuff. That was going to be in part 2. But the most damning, the most scathing stuff in that video
Yeah, if you want those videos back, I got a guy. But you gotta pay him. He's actually pretty good.
Was absolutely the evidence that I brought to light of him and Davi Vanity and their connection, both their friendship, their professional relationship, all of it. And he deleted it all. So that pretty much confirms exactly what I suspected, right? So he clearly is scrambling. He is scared. In fact, I think he's terrified because I actually don't think he's ever done
I think he's scared. I think he's terrified.
this before. I could be wrong. Like I said, I know.
Wait, what? Hold on, let me slow this down.
I actually don't clearly. And he deleted it all. So that pretty much confirms exactly what I suspected, right? So he clearly is scrambling. He is scared. In fact, I think he's terrified because I actually don't think
I think he's terrified.
he's ever done this before.
I feel like he has. He probably has. I sure as shit got enough heat from him back in the day. God.
I could be wrong. Like I said, I know that I never, FPS Diesel, even Repzilla, like there were many creators throughout the years that called Richie out. I did see some comments stating that he had done this before to other channels. I didn't know that. I know there was...
I don't remember specifically which ones he did it to, but he's definitely done it. I wouldn't be able to tell you off rip, but I 100% believe he has. I never got it. He just brought my personal life into it, which him bringing my personal life into it is like, first, like a billion times worse. He made his relationships public. He dated creators. Okay. He I didn't put my relationship on the internet at the time. And even now I don't talk about like current relationships or anything like that. I don't do that. Right. But he did that. That was an attempt to scare me. 100%.
One video by a creator named June the King, I believe it is, who had to unlist their video. And I saw a comment on my short saying that he unlisted his video because Richie did the exact same thing to him.
Probably. I could ask June. Honestly, I'm not going to right now, but like I could.
With the copyright
You could too. You could ask. June would answer you 100%.
Like, I don't know if that's true. I have to do more research. I saw another comment on my Instagram saying he did this to iNabber as well. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know that.
I don't know. Why would he copyright strike iNabber? All of his stuff just came from people who actually did the work.
Was apparently something he was doing as well, like copyright striking. I knew that he would respond sometimes. Like I saw that he would like maybe write comments on certain videos criticizing him. I did see that he did like a whole phone call interview with FPS Diesel, right? So I know he does tend to respond. And that's what I was expecting. I was not expecting him to both copyright strike, try to get the video taken down, which he did for now. And then
it's weird to get mentioned in a video. I'm not gonna lie. This is weird. I'm not even like a character in this. Why is this happen? Why, dude? Why is my name being mentioned? Feels weird.
Wipe his content.
Sounds like your research on Richie is pretty limited. It does. It does. You easily could make a 6-hour video on Richie and still not cover anything. Like he's got a humongous history
of everything Davi Vanity, which had been up for years, by the way, years on his channel. And it wasn't until I called it out that he suddenly took it all down. That is guilty behavior. That is guilty.
Wait, did she say FPS Diesel? She did. She did. Yours truly was mentioned.
Richie, what are you doing, man? What the hell are you doing? It's like I'm almost...
This is like when Beowulf shows up in the hit old English novel Beowulf. Oh, yeah, no, I was thinking of Beowulf from fucking Fate, actually.
I'm almost convinced that I don't even know.
Not to be confused with Diesel Patches, yes.
Do you want this? Like, do you want... Are you Streisand affecting this on purpose? I don't...
We could get you those videos. It's possible. I mean, I would just do it myself at that rate, you know? Maybe I will. This is... Let me have the delusional moment where I'm like, this is just like Avengers Doomsday. And I am Captain America.
I don't understand. What is this about? And I'm not even talking about the strike anymore. Why are you deleting content like this? Why? Why are you doing this?
It's probably because it's a bad look, obviously. I mean, I guess that's not even up for debate. The stuff with Davi Vanity was always like a known thing that was a problem with Richie. Cap is dead, Diesel. Guys, he's coming back in Avengers Doomsday. Along with everybody else, but he's going to be evil Captain America. And Tony Stark is actually going to be one of the Dr. Dooms. Sigh, Diesel hates on women for an hour. I appreciate her moxie. She's being a little outrageous, though. But, you know, she's aiming her energy at the right annoying person, you know?
Just don't get it. I just don't get it. So I know many of you in the comments were saying, oh my God, somebody has to have these clips somewhere. They have to be archived somewhere. He can't get rid of this information.
Considering this is a 49-minute video, I would hope that you show some.
It has to be somewhere. It is somewhere, right? I still have my original video, right? So that's fine. All of the evidence I do have is in Roblox, and it will stay in Roblox for legal.
Wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? What? What? It's in Roblox. What?
I get rid of. Somebody has to have these clips somewhere. They have to be archived somewhere. He can't get rid of this information. It has to be somewhere. It is somewhere, right? I still have my original video, right? So that's fine. All of the evidence I do have is in Roblox, and it will stay in Roblox for legal reasons until
What does that mean? What does that mean?
all of this is figured out.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What the fuck? Can you put on Subway Surfers? Sure. So like either there's like insane info in Roblox, right? Either she has insane info that's in like Roblox, or she's like storing info in Roblox. Well, like, what does that mean? Or is like Roblox like a euphemism? Am I old? I don't. What is the legal Roblox stuff? What does that mean? Hold on, I'm trying to start up fucking Subway Surfers 12 hours. 10 hours, okay. Close enough. Here we go. Does that help you guys? Yeah, I thought she had a server where she uploaded all this shit into Roblox. Is that what that means? Dude, this guy's bad at fucking Subway Surfers. That guy is bad at Subway Surfers. I guess I'll do 3 hours Minecraft parkour. Dude, this guy sucks at Subway Surfers. Let me take a pic. A pic? Let me take a piss, I meant to say. All right, I'll fucking hold on. Let me put on piss music. I don't have piss music right now. You're gonna have to deal with jungle. All right, I'm gonna go piss. through. Fuck. I'm like panicking because I need a piss. No, I needed to make I picked up some fucking gamer drink because I needed it. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. I did wash my hands. Wow, it got so quiet. It did. There we go. Fuck. What an insane video this has been, or insane 2 videos. Let's get back into it.
But that's actually okay.
Did you wipe? I
That's
pissed.
okay. That's
So I
quite
washed
all
my
right,
hands.
Richie.
What flavor? It's actually G Fuel this time. I have some guacamole gamer fart here. But I'm drinking Bahama Mama G Fuel, which is like coconut, pineapple, orange.
That's fine. Do you know why that's fine? In order to beat a predator, you gotta kind of think like one. And I know that
Oh my god, no. In order to beat a predator, you gotta think like one. Oh, girl, you got some gems, you know that? Dude, Richie would be able to clip chimp you to high heaven with things like that. God damn. Also, Diesel in Roblox means allegedly, or in Minecraft. Essentially, she doesn't actually have a Roblox vault. I would have felt more secure knowing she has a Roblox vault than knowing she just doesn't have information, period. It's important for me as a Zoomer that you know this. I am also a Zoomer, but it didn't even make sense to me. It doesn't make sense in that context, right? You say, oh, delete yourself in Roblox or something, right? Like, that's more along the lines of what you say.
sounds really bad, but you do. You do. You do. You have to kind
You
of
gotta think like a predator. You know, there was a guy who thought like a predator, and then he said the Leviathans are coming and that he could ruin Charlie, and then his career imploded.
think like one. And the thing about me is I've covered many predators on my channel. I've unfortunately encountered predators. I have my own personal experiences.
I think there's a really bad track record of creators who were victimized by horrible monsters, creating videos where they hunt down horrible monsters, falling apart and becoming insane people.
So I am telling you right now, don't do this. You are going to destroy yourself.
with stuff like that, right? So I'm very familiar with them, unfortunately, and I know how they operate, and I know the way they like to hide things. I learned
I listen, man. That who's that Leray guy or whatever, the guy who was playing League and then he showed his folder of CSAM or the notepad of CSAM. He was using terms I had never heard before, okay? Goddamn. It to the ignorance of not knowing, but pedophiles are worse than you could ever possibly imagine. Lakari. Yeah, Lakari, okay. I was confusing him with another YouTuber, sorry. Oh boy. Sorry, I'm maxing Lakari.
a lot from Onision. I learned a lot from watching Onision's downfall closely.
Ay. Guys, she's saying a lot of bad things. She's saying a lot of bad things, guys.
For the last 15 years of my life. I unfortunately know how these people operate. And I suspected that
Well, I didn't know that the billionaire pedophiles that apparently run the United States actually eat babies. So that was a pretty insane one,
Richie might actually do this. Not the copyright strike. I was not anticipating that. But I did anticipate that he might actually delete this content or private it, specifically the Davi Vanity stuff, after my video. I thought that was a
This is why you always hold all of your information, okay?
Does Diesel support the lady on screen?
I'll let you guys tell Fauci what you think what you think my position is.
possibility. So for that reason, not only did I collect the clips that I used, proving all of the statements he had made that I showcased, but I also took screenshots
What did you do, Diesel? Listen, man, she just used me as a source, okay?
of the transcripts from that video. All of the videos, in fact, actually. Specifically,
Yeah, whoa, but transcripts are often not correct. This is like the worst version of the information.
the statements you made regarding what you saw on the Reckoning tour. Specifically, the statements you made where you confirmed that you knew that Ash Costello had spoken out in 2012 about Davi Vanity's predatory behavior before you went on tour. How you said you witnessed Davi Vanity encouraging fans, underage fans, to take off their tops on the Reckoning tour. How you saw them attempting to try and get backstage. How you knew it was mostly children at these shows. In 2020, when you confirm, following the Chris Hansen investigation into Davi Vanity, that it was well-known information
I don't want to tone police, but her tone is making me itch.
at the time in the scene that Davi was a child predator, but that you didn't care because it wasn't confirmed. So you went on that.
Well, wait. Again, I'm not privy to all the details on Davi Vanity. I would need to go get educated myself. But what would have moved the needle if Social Repose came out and said it and then had no evidence to back it up? You know, a lot of the problems with this stuff is that if you just say it and then provide no context, you get nothing done. You know, I mean, alternatively, you could have all the proof in the world and it still doesn't matter to some people, clearly. But like, you know, I don't think Social Repose should have ever been the messenger. If Social Repose backs up the evidence that victims say themselves, that's fine. But like, it's not Social Repose's duty to expose somebody else for being a pedophile, you know? Like, even if, okay, this is like me knowing that I'm Alex was a piece of shit. I didn't obviously know that he, like, you know, fucking was threatening to beat his girlfriend's head in with a brick, right? But I knew that he was like a dysfunctional idiot, and I've been pretty open about that I knew he was a dysfunctional fucking moron, and that he was like a shitty partner to King Anna, right? But like, would it have not been very, like, wrong of me to come out and speak on King Anna's behalf on how bad of a boyfriend I'm Alex was. You know, like what, like that would have been wrong. You know, I shouldn't be able to give an allegation with zero evidence completely out of nowhere and then wash my hands of it. Like that's like it's not my story to tell. I'll tell the story after they tell it, and I'll say, yes, this person is telling the truth. I was there, but it's not appropriate for me to tell that person's story. Like, I'm not saying that he like, sure, maybe he was covering for Davi Vanity, but in the same respect, like, that's not, like, it just feels, I wouldn't want to speak on behalf of a victim like that. Like, that's ridiculous.
Tour anyway, knowing, yeah. I took screenshots of transcripts of all of those statements.
Why didn't you just download the videos? Why do we have to go off these transcripts that are AI generated and not always accurate and don't always say who the speaker is? This is like the worst version of having those videos. I would prefer that you go download all those fucking videos than have all these fucking transcripts, because those are less credible.
So that you could.
By the way, I know I'm being critical of your coverage here, Riley, even if you happen to see this. Let's say you do happen to see this, right? I'm not even disagreeing with what you're saying, right? I'm presenting to you the arguments that you're going to get from a lot of contemporaries, right? Like you're bungling this. Like this is the kind of thing that would allow somebody like Social Repose to wash his hands of it.
See them down to the minute and down to the second.
Okay, this girl is killing me, guys. Oh boy.
2 steps.
She's very theatrical.
Ahead.
I
am.
I'm sorry. What? Are you in on the bit right now? Are you in on the bit? All right. This is you gotta be in on the bit, right? 2 steps ahead.
Always 2 steps ahead. You can.
Are you doing like are you referencing Nikocado there, or are you just doing that because you're crazy? What?
Run, but you can't hide.
No, she's just saying it.
Not from me, Richie. Not from
Okay.
me. Not from me. I was initially.
I can't tell if you're in on the joke there, because of the laugh at the end. That didn't. You had me, and then you lost me.
I wasn't initially going to come out with this video this quickly. I did post.
Was that like an actual I'm sorry, was that an actual 2 steps ahead reference to Nikocado Avocado, the celebrity food eater, or was that her light Yagami maxing?
I posted a reel across all my platforms, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff, right? Briefly mentioning this. I have decided ultimately to come on here and make this video because I did see some comments saying that he was doing this to buy time. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. What that means that he's buying time. My mind is going at a million beats per minute.
I mean, if I had to argue what the buying time would be, this gives him time to collect all of his, like, shit, put it together, and then clap back at you without you having a way to give a say. Or this could be a way for him to buy time to litigate against you. I just realized the biggest red flag, which is making your video setup your bed that you sleep in. This is so unhealthy because it breaks the separation of your bed from your world.
Million thoughts per minute, thinking of different possibilities, and I kind of interpreted that as he might make his own response, and he might
maybe
try to change the narrative in the meantime.
It ain't gonna work. If he comes back, if he comes with the video, I'll come back swinging, okay? But I gotta do my own homework on this because I don't think I can trust you, Riley.
These few days while the video is taken down.
I see a pattern. I see Diesel liking gingers with BPD. I see. I prefer. I'm not really like big on gingers. Hair color really doesn't matter to me, you know. I do like dyed hair. Black, brown. I'm not really big on blondes, if I'm being frank.
You're not Frank or Diesel. See, there you go.
And while his Davi Vanity videos are taken down, I also had the thought that he might take those videos down and then put them back up and try to claim that I was
Someone called Beckett. Yeah, but I like Beckett because he's British. Okay? I'm a sucker for a sexy accent.
lying
You guys got to understand, I keep a lot of people with sexy accents around me. That's not by mistake. That was by design.
about them being taken down and try to discredit me, all of these possibilities. So I am coming on here to show what I have specifically in regards to Davi Vanity, as well as the
But I thought we didn't like the British. Yeah, I don't want you guys to like the British, so that way I could like all the British for myself.
predatory allegations against social repose, all of that stuff. I am going to show the transcripts and I'm going to show the screenshots I have. I'm obviously not going to show the clips that are in
You should fucking show the clips. You should be like, I don't fucking give a shit, and show the clips.
Roblox that I don't actually have possession of.
Why are you saying it like that? Why are you saying it like that? Like you don't actually have the clips. Like it makes you sound like an idiot. Like you okay, now I understand what you mean. You actually have the clips. It sounded insane. I had never heard somebody use Roblox. All right. I heard Minecraft. I've heard of in Minecraft, but not in Roblox, okay? But like you don't need to say that you don't have the clips. He's not suing you for clips that you own privately. He was copyright striking you for a clip you showed in your video. So you don't need to say you don't own the clips. You could just say you have them.
I'm not going to show the clips that are in Roblox that I don't have possession of, obviously.
Like, it just makes it sound like you actually have the clips in a Roblox game or something.
Right? Considering what's going on right now. But
You don't need to say that, though. Why are you saying it like that? Like, you're making it sound more salacious than it is.
I'm going to show all of the transcripts. I'm going to show the screenshots. I'll show the original links to those videos so that you can all have the proof, so that you can all see it for yourselves, so that he can't try and change the narrative and say whatever he's going to say that he didn't know.
What is the context of Roblox? So she doesn't want to say that she actually has the clip saved on a hard drive because she thinks that that's like grounds for a copyright strike or something, I guess. I don't really know. I can't really like square that circle. But the context of Roblox is that she's using Roblox in the same context somebody would use like in Minecraft. Kill yourself in Minecraft.
That I'm a liar. Whatever.
They were public videos though. Yeah, you can download those videos and save them for yourself. It's completely fine for you to do that.
This is what I have, okay? Do what you want with this. Share these screenshots. Share this video. You can clip my video. I do not care. I'm sure it's not going to copyright you. Share this everywhere. Seriously. He cannot get away with this. And he clearly has something to hide.
I mean, the guy's entire closet is made up of skeletons, all right? And it's not even like something to hide. This is all stuff we've known for like years, you know? I mean, I'm going to keep my shit set to like one thing, you know?
Clearly something happened on that tour. Clearly.
What are you implying? What the fuck are you implying by that? It's not like the Davi Vanity stuff is new ground. What do you mean? Richie just didn't say anything about Davi Vanity being a predator. You know? But like you're making it sound like fucking Social Repose was there with Davi Vanity molesting those children.
Really something happened on that tour.
Am I on the right track here? Am I just completely like poison pilling this again? I'm really trying to give Riley a fair shake here. All right. I really am, but she's like saying things that are just outrageous.
Because he would not be doing this if it didn't. So he removed his 14th and his 15th vlog. So Richie has vlogs all numbered from starting from 1 to, I believe, the 15th one was actually the last vlog in that installment. So
what's
he
her
removed
channel
the 14th
name?
And
Riley Alana, which might just be her name.
the 15th vlog.
This is the Epstein files of the YouTube community.
I took screenshots of both of them. The 14th vlog he removed, that one actually didn't really have anything to do with Davi Vanity. That one had to do with Brian Stars. So Brian Stars, another thing, by the way, that I brought up amidst all of the other stuff is like all of the predators.
This is funny because I was thinking of doing videos on all of the old emo YouTubers because I'm like, you know, I'm familiar with that genre of YouTube. I grew up with that. You know, maybe I'd go and I cover the horrible shit that happened. And now this is here, and I'm like, wow, interesting.
Associations Richie has. Richie has associations with multiple known predators.
Yeah, like the old video with so my old video, the issue with what Richie did is that there was a lady who he had hit up and she was 17 and he was like flirtatious and then waited for her to be 18 to be like, what if we fucked? Okay? Which is why it's spawn camping, right? And that's like fucking disgusting. Like, period. It just is. But like, she's going outrageous. She's like, what she is saying, okay? And I'm sorry, this is what she is saying. She is saying that Social Repose was like in the room when Davi Vanity was molesting children. And he participated in it. And that's why he was silent.
I've said it already a million times before, but I'll just say it again because I know it off the top of my heart. Davi Vanity, Brian Stars, Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, Onision, Lucas, William Control, Austin Jones. Like, he has so many known predator associations, it's actually crazy. And one of them is Brian Stars. He met Brian Stars in 2012, and that there's a
Y'all, yeah, all of her content is just calling out predators. Why would she keep throwing herself into cesspits of triggering shit to make videos about people that have already been covered? Yeah, it just, this is like a fucking, dude, the predator hunter YouTuber needs to die, dude.
whole thing there. I go into all the MD stuff. It's very important, okay? In this 14th vlog is where he says he's going to try and have Brian Stars premiere his new music video. So that was in 2012. He never premiered his music video, by the way, but they did end up meeting later in 2012, and I have this picture of them meeting from Richie's Facebook page.
Okay, but every single old school YouTuber knew 17 predators because half of them ended up being creeps. Something absolute power corrupts absolutely.
I'm not sure if he wiped his Facebook. I haven't gotten that far.
Nah, Sly Boy landed the plane. I'm not gonna lie. I can tell you that there were a lot of people watching the Sly Boy stuff going, I don't think that guy's gonna land the plane. All right? He landed it. I was sitting there going, I don't think he's gonna land it, and I was not alone in that assumption.
Doesn't matter. I have all the stuff, so that's fine. So he took that down. That to me is so bizarre because, like, you know, the Davi Vanity stuff, that's a little bit more like you kind of have to dig for that stuff. That's not going to be immediately on the surface if you go like search up Social Repose in YouTube or whatever. But like
in your opinion, do you think Social Repose should face accountability? I doubt he will, honestly. What the fuck is left there to face? It's been like 12 years of this guy being absolutely hammered by the internet. I'm not saying that he shouldn't still be eating crow, because I don't like him. Okay, because I personally don't like him, and I think he's a wretch. All right? So it's like, what else is there to account for? He's accounted tenfold and then some, okay? He has a lifelong sentence to being somebody that is hated by the entirety of the internet. Like, there's no coming back from it. What do you, like, accountability? Like, he is permanently facing accountability since before you had a YouTube account. Like, like, he's been held accountable. There's nothing left to do aside from fucking either putting him in a prison or throwing him into a pit, okay? And then locking the key.
Association with Brian Stars has been very public for a very long time. So that is a very weird thing to hide. Maybe he's trying to hide the fact that he met Brian Stars in 2012, right? Because I did bring up that I believe that he, in my, like, before I did research, I was under the impression that he met Brian Stars post My Digital Escape creation. This piece of evidence I showed proved that he met Brian Stars a couple years before MTE was even created, and there's reasons why I brought that up, okay? So he deleted that. Interesting. So the second vlog, his 15th vlog from Halloween 2012, he also deleted this one. Now, this one is odd. Well, actually, I guess not as much. So he does talk about Davi Vanity.
I almost want to make another video on Social Repose just to mog her. Like that's where I'm like, what the fuck are we doing, man?
This video a little bit. Not
The
like too
headdress has to be a phylactery of some sort. Look, the headdress thing is like a problem, obviously, okay? Said wokely, obviously the white guy shouldn't be wearing a headdress. But like for years, people have like tried to take him to task for the headdress thing and it never stuck. So it's like I don't spend time belaboring the headdress thing because it's just like you're wasting energy by doing that. It's not actionable. It's not going to move the needle on anything.
much. So this is for a show that he was playing in Pennsylvania with Broken Side. Broken Side ended up dropping from the show due to a hurricane warning or whatever, but he did bring up in this video, he talked about Blood on the Dance Floor briefly, saying Blood on the Dance Floor is way better live than I thought they would be. I didn't take a screenshot of that transcript because that's doesn't really mean
Yeah,
much,
I just like that he does look stupid wearing it, all right? That's really all you need to say.
right? He does also talk about Jeffree Star in this video and what it was like playing with Jeffree Star.
Just like Jeffree Star could be the most problematic motherfucker on planet Earth, but it's never going to be like enough, right? Because there's a lot of people who really resonate with like the F slur who doesn't give a fuck type caricature. Okay? There's a few of them. Milo Yiannopoulos is the other one, just on a different side of the aisle.
And all of this stuff, like it. That was just the show. Like he has another known predator association, and Jeffree Star also has allegations specifically from this time. Kat Tenbarge was the journalist who brought this to light initially.
Oh no! Kat Tenbarge has quite the tenuous relationship with internet drama, by the way. Okay, terrible person to reference. Terrible person. Again, none of this is new too. Yeah.
Actually, she has a whole article going over all of the
Kat Tenbarge is also late to the game, by the way, with her coverage. 100% late to the game. And the censory is fucking stupid. Yes, I agree. Say sexual assault. Say rape. You can say rape and sexual assault in YouTube videos.
essay allegations, but a lot of them come specifically from this Warped Tour era. And Jeffree was extremely close with Blood.
Did you see people are calling out Kat Tenbarge for being friends with someone in the Epstein files right now? Jesus Christ. Oh, Taylor Lorenz you're talking about? Okay. I didn't know Taylor Lorenz knew somebody on the Epstein list.
They toured, they played shows together constantly. I mean, they were deeply intertwined, and there's all kinds of drama there too. But that's just yet another close predator association. So I brought that up in here. But the really big thing.
So, like, I know that we live in a post-Epstein world, and I would be remiss if I didn't discuss the elephant in the room that is the actual cabal of elite pedophiles that solicit and traffic children to each other, okay? But, like, fucking, like, what the fuck? Like, the implication here is that there's, like, some kind of emo Epstein files, okay? And that all of these emo alternative YouTubers were fucking exchanging CSAM and molesting little girls together. That's what you're saying. Like, I don't... Like, am I wrong for saying that's a little ridiculous? You know, I don't... I'm sorry, I just don't see Jeffree Star sharing assumedly gay men that he rapes with social repose or whatever. I don't know. Like,
In this video that I initially didn't think much of, but maybe I should, was this brief interaction that I caught on camera, and I took screenshots of it aside from clips that are in Roblox, but I did take screenshots of it so that you can see, where he's meeting fans after this show, and he takes a picture with this one fan who appears to be a female, and she turns around and she kisses him on the cheek. Now, when I initially brought this up in the video, I wasn't necessarily making the point that this was an underage fan. In fact, I went...
Every single thing you have said that I have seen makes it sound like it is an underage fan. It, like, up until you said this right now, I did not believe anything else but that.
really far out of my way. I went and looked for the date of the show. I saw the ticket. The ticket said all ages, you have to verify to be 21 to drink. I noticed, and I pointed this out in my video, that in this clip, Richie and this girl appear to be wearing white bracelets. And I'm a frequent concert goer, so I pointed out that those are likely drinking bracelets. So I pointed out that Richie was also 21 over 21 when this picture was taken, and I said she's likely also probably 21 due to those context clues. I wasn't making an allegation.
I mean, I've also seen, like, if you're under 21, they put an X on your hand and they don't give you a drinking bracelet too. It could be either or, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I've seen other things too.
That this girl was a child. What I was trying to say when I pointed this out was that these types of fan interactions, specifically letting fans kiss you, kissing them, sometimes writing your autograph like on their chests and things like stuff like that, was a lot more commonplace in this era of time. And this video was
a lot more commonplace. Listen, my fans, if I meet you in real life, I will give you an autograph on your breast. Okay? Let me know. But if we sleep together, just know that I'm going to get a lawyer to sit in the cuck chair and sign it in triplicate. Okay?
taken, and I believe... So this was posted... The vlog number 15 was posted Halloween 2012.
Well, I know what I'm asking for now.
So this was in 2012. This was very common, right? Not only was Dobby Vanity doing this stuff, but so was Shane Dawson, and I even
Talk legal to me, Diesel.
a clip from Nikki Carrion's coverage of Shane Dawson, where she shows some of these fan...
You guys remember when Nikki Carrion was with that other guy, and they were making 3 a.m. nighttime challenges? You remember that?
interactions where you can literally see he's letting fans kiss him, he's kissing fans himself. The point I was trying to demonstrate is that
the lawyer will be legal mindset.
It makes me wonder if these interactions were commonplace with Richie. That's what I was trying to say.
What do you mean it makes me wonder? Being a noticer is not evidence, okay? You can't be like, I assume that based off of this one interaction, the rest of them must also be like this.
Bigger point, further, right? Richie's fans is almost entirely comprised of underage girls. That was another big thing
terrifying. That's, yes. Yeesh.
Brought up too. His fans are mostly underage girls, like with Dobby Vanity, like with Shane Dawson.
Arcade Craniacs or something.
Right, like with all of these other predators that he's close with. It's mostly underage girls, and I showed tons of pictures and from meet and greets, from concerts, from Warped Tour to like kind of demonstrate that, right? I'm sure I'll put those up here as well. That was the point I was trying to make there. So the fact that he removed that, like that almost makes me wonder, so did he verify her age though? Was I wrong?
What are we doing? What are we doing? Your evidence that she might have been underage is just that he took the video down? Your evidence is like the absence of evidence. Like, we can't prove her age any which way or another. Okay? The only thing we can say definitively is whether or not he did or did not groom somebody. Like, you're just assuming malfeasance based on that and assuming that she was under, like, what are you fucking, like, that's insane.
About those bracelets being drinking bracelets or something? Like, because why would he hide? I didn't even make an allegation that that girl was underage. In fact,
But now you are. Like, now the implication is that she was underage. That's the only thing I could take away from that.
Said the opposite. So that's really bizarre. That one's weird. There could be a number of reasons why he removed that one. Like I said, he did briefly bring up blood on the dance floor. He did also talk about Jeffree Star. And then there was this. Do with that what you will, okay?
But the way that you're couching the entire argument now is that she definitely was underage, and I have no other reason to believe otherwise than that he must have let that teenage girl kiss him on the cheek or something. Like,
felt the need to delete that, apparently. So the other thing he deleted was his October 2013 vlog, and this was posted October 2nd, 2013. I did find a screen grab of this from the Wayback Machines, so a lot of these have not been archived, but Apparently a couple people did archive them. So in this video, this is where he says he got to open for Blood on the Dance Floor. He says he got to talk to Davi and that he's actually pretty cool. He says he's going to open for them in the future. And then there's also this photo of them together.
Yeah, the only reason, like, if you let viewers make an assumption in videos like this, you're like doing it to like deliberately, like, you don't want to take the responsibility of accusing someone. And so now you're throwing it off onto the audience, but it's just as damaging to do it like that. Like, she doesn't need to take any of the responsibility for us running to the conclusion that that girl must have been underage because she doesn't say it. And because she doesn't say it, she doesn't need to take the responsibility for it.
That was
She's setting up brigading.
he posted it in 2013, but it was actually taken in 2012. It was taken at the same time that he met Brian Starr.
Dude, this girl's gonna get absolutely fucking mollywopped. Holy shit. Thank God this is one of the... Dude, this is like one of those normie topics. So, like, the commentary shitters have not seen this. But they would eat this shit up. I'm telling you right now. They would eat this shit up. They'd be all running to the support of Social Repose right now.
In 2012. And if you look and you cross-compare, he's wearing all of the exact same things, down to the jewelry, down to the scarf.
Dude, being photographed with Davi Vanity and Brian Summers in the same night is actually pretty diabolical, though, not gonna lie.
Down to the hairstyle, like the shirt, everything.
Or the Blood on the Dance Floor guy. I think I just said Davi Vanity.
So, for a lot of those reasons, so this is from 2012. He met Davi Vanity in 2012, even though this picture
Too many guys with terrible haircuts.
was posted in 2013. Okay. And then I took screenshots from this as well, where you can see these are mostly underage girls just standing outside waiting for this.
I assumedly those are underage girls, but maybe they're just like really frumpy short women. I don't... That's really fucked up. That was fucked up. That was as base as I'll get this evening. But like you just don't know. You don't know, dude. You just don't know. You're fucking not magic.
Social Repose Blood on the Dance Floor show, right?
Do you think Social Repose went to the Tobuscus Gatsby parties? That's a good question. I wonder if he did. I would imagine he knew of them. Everybody knew about the Tobuscus parties.
So he removed that one as well. This one he removed, Why You Shouldn't Hate Falling in Reverse.
My brother-in-law took a pic with Trump in 2006. He must also eat babies.
Blood on the Dance Floor, Bring Me the Horizon, etc. This one, I don't even know why. I don't know why he deleted this, because this one, like, he was kind of... He didn't really like he was kind of glazing Blood on the Dance Floor in the sense, like, he was saying like their image is art, they have their image perfected.
The real problem with Blood on the Dance Floor is that the music sucks, but you know.
He's not much of a Blood on the Dance Floor fan, but he has a lot of respect for them, blah blah blah.
And their entire image sucked.
This video aged like milk, and I actually included this video because
it aged like milk back then. What are you talking about? Everybody thought it was cringe.
Very upset that he put Bring Me the Horizon in the same sentence as Falling in Reverse and Blood on the Dance Floor, when we all know Bring Me the Horizon is far superior to those two.
Oh, okay, all right. Falling in Reverse is definitely... They aren't as accoladed as Bring Me the Horizon, but you got to remember that Bring Me the Horizon has had a generational run since the Giga Chad song. I'm drawing a blank on the name, okay? But Falling in Reverse is nothing to fucking sniff at, too.
Seriously? What the is that? Whatever. Why did you delete that?
Dude, fucking music power scaling is the cringest shit. Everybody's like, I have the best taste. Fuck you.
You didn't even say anything like super incriminating other than saying you like Blood on the Dance Floor. What are you thinking, bro?
Can You Feel My Heart? Yeah. Falling in Reverse is cringe as shit. There's a lot of Falling in Reverse songs that are cringe as shit. Same thing with Motionless in White. But you'd be remiss for saying they aren't like a wildly successful group. Okay, regardless of how fucking awful Ronnie Radke is. Right? It's like Bring Me the Horizon, and then unfortunately, like, not even, I guess now, like, Sleep Token's the big thing, right? Like, Sleep Token's, like, really fucking popular right now.
This is such guilty behavior. Such guilty behavior.
Why do good girls like bad guys? That was like that was a TikTok trend, guys.
So then this next one he removed, and this was actually the one that I showed in my little short. Like, I showed a brief screen recording of me clicking this link, and then it showing...
Are we power scaling early 2000s alt music? This isn't even early 2000s. It's like fucking alt revival.
private. So this was titled Warped Tour 2014, Blood on the Dance Floor Touring, new EP, blah, 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 Social Repose Vlog, July. This was posted July.
It's like if I was saying, how could you compare fucking, I don't know. I saw Youngblood live before. I've seen Youngblood live. It's fucking terrible, by the way. I don't like Youngblood, but I'd be an idiot for not saying that Youngblood is like outrageously popular.
7th, 2014. This, it's also been privated. In this one, he says he got to meet Davi and Jay and that they're really nice guys. I might have a screenshot of those
Dude. Well, you didn't know that they were predators at the time.
transcripts. I'm not sure, but that's fine because I took a.
I can't judge anyone's music opinions. I don't like people who judge other people's music opinions. I think music is one of those things where it's like people have opinions and you just have to allow people to like Imagine Dragons. And if you want to be that guy who shits on someone for not liking Imagine Dragons, then you're just like an asshole.
Screenshot of them performing on stage together. So, that kind of proves that, right? I did also show in there the tour poster or the show poster that Richie posted to his Facebook for this specific show. And here's
What's your opinion on country music, Diesel? There's a lot of people don't like pop country. People don't like pop country, but there are good old school, like, honestly kind of alternative and like folk bands. I'm trying to pull them up right now because I've listened to a lot of folk music for the book. And there's a lot to like. Poor Man's Poison is pretty good. They're like a folk revival. Ricky Chilton does like comedic covers. He did the Circle K song. You might have heard that one on TikTok. What was another? I have a bunch of them. I have like a whole playlist. Fish in a Birdcage. Let's see. I have some Johnny Cash in there, but that's like a classic. Somebody brought up a band that I know. The Amazing Devil, yeah, that's another one. The Builders and the Butchers. It's another folk revival band. They're pretty good. Port Sulphur Band. They do a lot of the Hunt Showdown music. The Bridge City Sinners. So my brother has seen the Bridge City Sinners live. They're like a really alternative pop punk folk band. They're a fucking folk band. Really fucking good. Bridge City Sinners is gas. And really strange. You don't hear stuff like that. Jojo DeSalvo is kind of like a Johnny Cash-esque musician, which is pretty good. But yeah, there is like good country music. It's not the stuff that they're playing on the radio. Like, it's just not. It's pop country that you hear on the radio. That's why they're always singing about fucking cars or whiskey or blue jeans.
Another picture of him, I believe, from the same show with some of his fans. So, just more proof. Then we get to the Reckoning Tour. So this is the Reckoning Tour poster. So Richie, in November of 2014 to, I believe, the beginning of 2015, went on a full U.S. tour with Blood on the Dance Floor. This was a huge point
terrible
of contention in my argument. This
Yeah, they're not going to put Feed the Machine on the radio. Yeah.
specific tour that he went on, the Reckoning Tour, November 2014 to the beginning. Actually, I have it right here, so let me just see. No, so it was November. So it was November from December. So it wasn't into January. But he had mentioned that it was about a month long or a month and a half long that they went touring. And there's multiple. I have his original.
You guys
poster
are
that he
talking
posted
about
on
Germa in the Discord server right now. I am also a frequent Germa
Coulter
viewer,
Wall
okay?
and Billy Strings for the win.
Though personally, I like Coulter Wall. Though personally, I'm more of a Northern Lion viewer. Northern Lion is my spirit animal.
his Facebook with his image on it and the dates. I have the original Reckoning Tour poster here, and I have another that's like his actual Facebook posting it, right? So he has 3 vlogs from the Reckoning Tour, day 1, day 2, and day 3 of the Reckoning Tour. I didn't include any clips of those. They're not all that interesting. The most interesting thing, like I did take some screenshots of him, like at the show. I took this one where he's taking like a selfie video and you can see Dobby performing on stage there. That's from day 2 of the vlog. Those vlogs have all been privated as well. They're, as you can see, they're not even that long. Like the first vlog is day 1 of the
yeah, this entire video has been like, look, Social Repose was in the same room as Davi Vanity. But like, the implication that she's trying to draw with this line of thinking is that Social Repose fucks children. If anything, he waits for the children to become 18 and then immediately posts it.
Reckoning Tour. That was only 45 seconds long, not that interesting. Day 2 was 1 minute and 14 seconds. I did get this picture of Lexi, one of the girls, spoiler alert, that he cheated on Jacqueline Glenn with, wearing his headdress. Cheater and a cultural appropriator. They're perfect for each other.
Well, not to be that guy, but like it was, is any of that fair to Lexi in this? Was she like cheating on Jacqueline Glenn, rubbing her hands together going, I am so fucking amazing? Like with the shit when Roy put together all the women that had cheated on Social Repose, she didn't like rip those women apart. She like built them up. She was like, I get it, you know, you didn't know about me, I didn't know about you. I'm sorry. They were like, I'm sorry, and then they became friends through the mutual shared problem of having dated Richie. You know? I'm not saying that Lexi is like an amazing person, but why the fuck are you fucking trying to string her up right there? Jesus Christ.
And then day 3 of the Reckoning, yeah, that one was 45 seconds too. So I didn't include any clips of those, but that's just proof, like, he took some little vlogs while on the Reckoning Tour, right? Whatever. He also privated his performance of texting with Dobby Vanity, which I took a screen grab of that as well, so you can see proof that that was there. That was posted December 14th, 2014. Then this one, so this is the really...
Diesel, she should just fabricate a file for him and an image of him near Epstein to reveal the level of reach we're at here.
Damning stuff, okay? What I learned on my first national tour with...
Dude, you guys kept telling me to come look at this video and look at these videos. I thought you wanted me to, like, clap for her or something. But now I'm, like, watching this going, wow, this is like a disaster.
On the dance floor. This was posted December...
Dare I say it, if this becomes a beef, you know what? Richie, don't you fucking clip chimp me. If you fucking clip chimp me, because I know you're fucking bored out of your mind. All right, if you clip chimp me, I'm going to be real fucking pissed, and then I will enter the battle, all right? But, like, this really is getting set up in a way where she'd walk away losing, right? Don't you fucking clip chimp me, you fucker. I know he will. He definitely is a type.
29, 2014. I had to take a screenshot of it before it was privated. And I had to take multiple transcripts as well. So he says he's been on...
I wonder if she was spurned by Richie and this is her revenge. I would not be surprised. I would be very disappointed, but I would not be surprised.
On tour for the past month and a half. And this is where he said, as you can see, so this screenshot accidentally says Dobby instead of Davi, but we all know he's talking about Dobby. The title is literally...
When he does Diesel, you can only blame yourself. Yeah, I said it. I said it multiple times. I have no intention to cover Social Repose as a main channel video right now. It is not on my list of things to do, period. Don't will it into existence, you fucking idiot.
About blood on the dance floor. So, and you can see blood on the dance floor being talked about in this, right? So whatever. In this, he says, let me just tell you, it was a doozy. Just to say this up front, I'm not making this video to talk crap about blood on the dance floor or crap on anyone in their crew or team, because actually they weren't really the problem on this tour. They were nothing but courteous. Sorry, transcripts are weird. They were nothing but courteous.
Yeah, which is exactly why this is painting you in a really bad light. Yeah, why not make her own script instead of relying on AI? Yeah, why not? Why doesn't she just transcribe it herself if she has the clips? That's what I would do.
Dobby and
I
Jay
would
are my
never
friends,
use this.
and they treated me as such. It was actually really
The only
refreshing
time transcripts are good is if I want to speed through a video I'm looking at. That's it.
because I know they have
And
a
then I
stigma
listen to whatever the person says with my fucking ears.
around them. Other bands like New Year's Day and a few others have come out and said how they were terrible to them on tour, but that wasn't the case for me. They were very nice. I just wanted to make this video to take you from the beginning to the end of the tour, blah, blah, blah. So from there, I used that as a piece of evidence to support my argument that he knew about the allegations and that he knew that Davi was a child predator before he went on the Reckoning tour. The reason why I said that is because what he's talking about here with New Year's Day. So New Year's Day and Ash Costello initially came out with claims that Davi Vanity had not only assaulted Ash like multiple times, not just on stage, but you know, behind the scenes. I think he had like choked her once. Like there was a lot of stuff. Some of it was even caught on video. I'm not going to play any clips here, but I showed how the merch guy, so this was something I technically got wrong. Ash Costello wasn't the one that
Getting bad, guys. It's getting bad.
technically posted
Dude, Social Repose might actually dog walk this girl.
online. It was the
Oh my god, Richie, don't fucking clip me. I'm gonna fucking
merch guy for New Year's Day
This dog might be old, but I still got bite, bro.
that posted online, but relayed a lot of the allegations that Ash Costello made. He made a blog post in 2012 detailing everything, and I put screenshots of that in my original video as well. All those claims. It's a very long article to read. It's a very long article to read, but you should. It's very, very, very detailed. What I was trying to claim by showing this statement was that he knew that New Year's Day had spoken out in 2012, which means that he knew before.
What does dog walk mean in this context? That he's gonna absolutely obliterate her in a response video if he did.
He went on the tour. I did do some devil's advocate saying like, oh, well, maybe he thought there were creative differences. Maybe he didn't know the extent of the issues, right? And so then from there, I showed even more statements from his video in 2020 following the Chris Hansen investigation into Davi Vanity. This is where some of the most damning stuff is. And yes, I have transcripts of all of it. All of it.
Wow, you have transcripts of all of it. AI generated transcripts of all of it. Wow.
So here's a screenshot of this video when it was initially posted. I have a few of them. I have one of him smiling because yes, he was smiling the entire time in this video.
What the fuck? This is like when Candace Owens leaks that clip of Erica Kirk at the TPUSA meeting where she's like, well, I'm glad that we're all here. And, you know, merch sales are up. I'm glad that everybody's working really hard. And then she's like, Candace Owens is like, this Jewish spy is smiling. And her husband died. Isn't that fucking weird? It's like, all right. Not really hard evidence, Candace. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. How the fuck do you want Social Repose to react in that situation? I don't. This is like, oh, Diesel, you're covering rape on stream. Why are you smiling and telling jokes? Is it because you support rape? Like, that's...
Even when talking about Davi Vanity's crimes, he was...
Dude, it's like, Social Repose, why are you going like this? In every single second of the video. Nope. I don't like how Davi Vanity is a rapist. Nope.
Smiling, beaming, like Jake Monroe style beaming.
Jake Monroe. Well, at least we can agree that Jake Monroe's a piece of shit.
If you know that reference, that's for another video. Here's the transcript of him admitting that he learned on the tour with Blood on the Dance Floor. This was posted in his video, what I learned on my tour with Blood on the Dance Floor, that one. He also says...
Dude, did she do a video on Jake Monroe? Because Jake Monroe would clip chimp that and stream about it. And he would be able to fucking just return to his audience and be like, women! Because it's a woman doing the video.
This is where he says in the transcript that he saw that girls were lying about their age to try and get backstage, right? I said that that was kind of proof that he saw some more things on the tour that he claims,
She did.
It's a 5-hour video, Diesel. Jesus. I thought about doing a Jake Monroe video, but I settled on something else. Something that I think is more interesting for the next main channel vid.
He claims he didn't see anything on the tour, but then he says that, and I'm like, okay, well, that to me is something, right? But whatever, that's whatever, right? He claims he saw girls trying to get backstage. Not that he saw them actually being taken backstage, which I pointed out is very convenient considering literally everyone else, Jeffree Star, Ash.
Bro, I used to watch Jake Monroe a few years back. Yeah, when I watched him, he was just like, goth guy reacts, and that was like his whole shtick. But then he got accused, and the accusation stuck, and so he completely flipped. And he's like, actually, I'm an alt-right grifter, and I think that being a Nazi is cool. I'm the goth Nazi. That's like what happened, right? He got accused, and then he immediately became the goth Nazi. Anyway, interesting how Tectone had to attest to that in court. Isn't that weird?
Costello, New Year's Day, saw him bringing people backstage, but Richie conveniently was the only one that didn't.
Rocky, resist the urge. Resist the urge.
Yeah. Guilty behavior per usual. So then here are the transcripts of all of the things from the 2020 video, right? Following Chris Hansen. So he says here, this was the most damning one, where I'm like, he knew. Because at the 7-minute and 4-second mark, he says blood on the dance floor at the time already did not have a great reputation. Everyone, at least in the scene, already knew that Davi Vanity was a creep. Like, it was known information. None of it obviously confirmed because he would go to jail if it was confirmed because, you know, statutory rape is a thing, but none of it was confirmed, and this big artist offered me a tour.
Well, if anything, it shows that Social Repose has a terrible barometer and zero fucking scruples whatsoever, right? That's what it shows. But also, it's kind of hard for somebody to operate on, like, maybe he's a bad person, maybe he's not a bad person. Like, I'm not trying to steel man him, I'm just saying that it's like, the argument's not strong enough for you to win, is what I'm saying.
He knew. It was well-known information in the scene, but none of it was confirmed.
Yeah, it was rumors and gossip. Just like I hear tons of rumors and gossip. But when I hear rumors and gossip about my contemporaries, I don't immediately run to the internet and tell everybody it. Because I need more than that.
And he offered him a big tour. So he said, fuck it, and told his child fans to attend that tour.
Oh, you're so fucked.
Here's where some of the statements he made that he knew there were children at the show, right? So here, what does this say? So 7 minutes.
I need to close my door. Diesel, you should become the #1 goth guy YouTuber. Nah, I'm good. I dress in nice clothes, and I don't really feel like wearing. I just can't do it. I'm too brown. There you go. That's my answer.
44 seconds. Within the handful of phone calls I had pre-tour with Davi and Howie, his $4,000, then I would ask him, what exactly should I expect from this tour? And he told me that there was going to be between 300 and 500 kids.
Whoa. There's going to be 300 and 500 kids. A show, which is like, for me, I'm happy if there's like 20 kids in the audience. What does he mean by that? I need to see the clip. This is like making it sound like, well, like I need to see the clip. I need to see the clip for this because this is outrageous. This one's outrageous. This one needs a clip.
Show. Which is, I'm like, for me, I mean, I'm happy if there's 20 kids in the.
No, this feels like a clip chimp. I need to see the context of this one. I need the context of this one.
audience. Imagine 500.
Imagine 500 little children to rape. Social Reposes Island. Dude.
And then in this other
Who knew that the Black Parade that MCR was talking about was actually about a middle school, halftime show?
transcript, at the 8-minute 19-second marks, he says, of my life, average show I had would say 75 kids maybe. So those were just statements I was making saying that he knew there were kids at that show, right?
What? What the fuck does it mean? What does it mean by kids? What does it mean? What does it mean by kids? Do you mean kids somebody that's 18 or somebody that's what does the clip mean? What does the clip mean? Because I almost called Riley a child because she seems young, but I'm not literally saying she's a minor.
He knew that it was mostly children at those shows when he attended them, when he knew that Davi Vanity
This sounds horrible. I've never gone to a show where there's that many fucking kids, assuming that's the case. Obviously, there was youths at fucking Warped Tour, but they were with their parents.
was a predator, right? There was more screenshots here, so at the end
It's
of
actually
it,
kind of funny. When I went to Warped Tour, everybody mid-age, most people were 30 plus, because dude, 303 performed at fucking Warped Tour, and they were old, and I felt so old when 303 came out.
I really thought about it, and my later interactions with Davi showed me that business-wise, past all the allegations, which we will get to, business-wise, he has no problem taking advantage of smaller bands and people in vulnerable positions outside of contact. Even with the money, he will see an impressionable band and be like, oh, you have money? Oh, I'll take that. And then here he says, I'm trying to build a case here against his character. Obviously, we all know about the allegations.
Yeah, all ages ska shows when I was in high school had a lot of kids. All ages ska show sounds like the worst thing in the world. I'm not gonna lie.
Dozens of women have come forward, some of them as young as 11 or 12, which is Austin Jones territory, who he is also friends with, by the way.
Dude, I'm sorry. She's Epstein maxing. This is she's being a noticer. She's doing the noticer Wojak right now. Guys. We're in for a good one, huh?
And he was friends with, and then he played a few shows on tour with him as well, by the way. He was in his mid-20s at this time. He is 36 now because time never stops and steamrolls us. So this, I don't think I included this initially in the video, but I took screen grabs of this because I was trying to say that he seems to care a lot more about the fact that he feels
the
as though
Candace Owens of the woke left. That's a diabolical one, Pie. That's a diabolical one. It's really easy to say oh, this YouTuber knew this person or this person or this person. Ergo, he must just be like this person. It's like if somebody judged me by me knowing I'm Alex or something, where it's just ridiculous.
scammed him, money-wise, rather than being mad about everything that's come up about Davi. So I didn't put those screenshots in the video because the video is already 2.5 hours long, okay? I can only fit so many shitty things Richie has done in one single sitting, all right? Okay, so this is the transcript where he says that he didn't see anything, right? So speaking of disgusting behavior, I can say definitively, personally, no. I never saw him, at least, and this was 2014, I never saw him directly, pull people onto his bus and, have sex with underage girls, anything like that, obviously. If you see something like that, you go straight to the police. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's a felony. That's jail time.
So he's saying, I knew Davi, the relationship was fine, but I didn't see anything personally.
I personally didn't witness anything. But I did see him encouraging fans to take their tops off. And I did see fans attempting to get backstage, lying about their ages.
So the fans attempting to get backstage is one thing. If Davi Vanity is telling his underage fans to take their tops off, that's reprehensible. And I think that's grounds for, maybe
maybe at least bowing out of the tour. I don't know if you're gonna be able to successfully push that through the police, right? But to that respect, yeah, I mean, if Social Repose didn't see that, what is he supposed to do? Go to the police on the basis of gossip?
Get backstage. Got it. Got it. Got it. We all know that's bullshit, by the way, or else you wouldn't be deleting this. Okay, yeah, so this is the part where he says it. So in this transcript, he talks about how all of their lyrics are incredibly raunchy. A lot of it revolves around and things like that, right? Sure, that's fine. And then he follows. He says he would yell things at the crowd, like, you know, take your shirts off, like throw me your bras. And mind you, most of the crowd was underage.
Which is also, there's so much here that's like insane because Blood on the Dance Floor's lyrics are incredibly sexual. So the fact that they were doing all ages shows at all is like completely insane. Okay.
Like, of them so morally as an artist, if you are performing a show and it is a scene of 13-year-old kids, do not tell them to take their shirts off. Yeah, whatever. You didn't seem to have a problem with it, Richie. Because you didn't say any of this, so you saw this in 2014.
So what is he supposed to do? Obviously he shouldn't have been on the show. He should have bowed out. The only reason that, look, the real problem is that Richie is like a social climbing fucking roach, okay? Right? Like he was putting aside all of this dumb bullshit that Davi Vanity was doing because he wanted clout capital. That's why. All right? But like the implication that you're trying to draw here is that Social Repose fucks little girls.
You didn't even say it until 2020. And now you're deleting it. So what do you have to hide?
See what I mean? It's like, yeah, obviously the criticism that you're making is completely valid, and then you completely throw it away by going, do you fuck little girls, Richie? Like,
happened on that tour? Because something happened, or else you wouldn't be doing this.
What do you mean? What do you mean something happened? Maybe he didn't do anything. Clearly, Davi Vanity molested people.
You did something. Or many things.
But, like, you can't say that. Why are you hiding this? Is it because you also molested people, Richie? We don't know if he molested people. We've never heard anything of him molesting people on the tour.
Honestly. Oh, and this is where he also says that they were so this is
like,
where he also,
her evidence for him he must have done something is him deleting the videos. No, the real problem is that Richie is a narcissistic freak, okay? And he always wants to be viewed in the best light. All right. And it's going to make him look bad to associate with Davi Vanity in any respect. Right. It's that when he heard rumors of Davi Vanity being a piece of shit, he looked the other way for his own self-satisfaction and gain. OK, he may not be a pedophile in that regard, but he did look the other way for his own clout capital. OK,
also mentions again that girls are trying to get on the tour bus. This is a second statement he made confirming that in this video.
But like, yeah, like it could be that he's tired of Davi Vanity being connected to him because of these vids. He's never going to be able to escape it. Doesn't matter.
I would see the parents in the back just like letting it all happen. So definitely many times on that tour, I would be like, where the heck are your parents? Like some of these kids would just be trying to get on Davi's bus or trying to hook up with band members. He says he didn't see anything. I didn't.
But that is not when he says he doesn't see anything. He didn't see somebody be molested.
See him pull anyone on stage, but I did see many people attempting to get back.
I saw people attempt to get molested, but I didn't see people actually be molested.
You seem to be the only one that didn't see it, and you seem to be the only one hiding evidence. So I think you did see more. I think you did actually see more.
So this is crazy. This cannot be the level of evidence that we're going on with this. All right. I obviously am not a Social Repose fan. I fucking do not like the guy. I cannot make that clear enough. And it infuriates me that I'm even giving him any argument here. Okay. But like, this is not good enough. The way you're portraying this is absolutely giving him a humongous out.
Here's another transcript where he claims that the Jesse Slaughter.
Yeah, teenage girls being infatuated with a grown-ass man is pretty normal. It's only an issue if the grown-ass man takes advantage of that. Yeah, it's on the adult. It's not on the child. So if those children are trying to run on the bus, that's... I mean, obviously the parents should be, trying to stop their children from doing that.
But in the same respect, it's like fucking Davi Vanity shouldn't be molesting children.
Thing was proven to be false. That's literally not true. That's not true. That's not true at all. It was not proven to be false. Not at all. In fact, that's one of the biggest points of contention with Davi Vanity is the Jesse Slaughter case specifically, who now goes by Damien. Jesse Slaughter, that's not their birth name. That's like a, what do you call it? Like, not like an
Stage
alias,
name.
but like kind of like a stage name, but they do go by Damien now. Yeah, here he says he talks a little bit more about Chris Hansen. He mentions how he found the Jeffree Star interview with Chris Hansen very interesting. He tries to basically, he's like, yeah, I agree with what Jeffree Star said, that he was just like, I was intimidated. And it's like, you're full of obviously. That's not true. That's not why you didn't say anything. You didn't say anything because you're guilty.
You know how close you are to saying like a really good argument, right? It's not because you can't say because you're guilty, right? Because that's not a fucking argument. Okay? It's this simple, right? The reason he didn't say anything could have been because he was intimidated by Davi Vanity. Sure, that's possible, right? That could have been why Jeffree Star was as well. Sure, right? Or it could have been that he wanted to gain something out of Davi Vanity, so he didn't say anything. All right. He wanted to use him for his own personal gain. Right. But to say that it's like you're guilty of something is insane. All right. Like you need to be more specific. Like I keep sitting here going, am I on to something or am I wrong? Because people are sitting here clapping for this girl like she's doing the Lord's work. But the evidence that she's presenting when she says that is, I just feel it in my bones that you're guilty. That's not like an argument. You can't be like, I feel you're guilty because I feel it in my bones.
You didn't say anything because you also did stuff on that tour, allegedly, obviously. Oh, and this is where he said, so this was another thing where I said that I don't think he's being truthful when he says he didn't see anything on this tour, because here he also mentions that he personally knows. So he says that not only could this potentially be involving hundreds of underage girls, saying dozens have come forward, which is true, he was right, but he even goes on to say that he personally knows 5 or 6 of the victims. So between all of that, and then I even went a little bit into the crimes that Davi Vanity committed, and I specifically talked about like the dozens of girls that came forward, everything from like grooming, allegations, kissing, groping, to like forcible rape, a lot of the allegations unfortunately being that. I mentioned how I showed how basically he was not only abusing girls before and after, but directly before and after this tour, and continued to go on to abuse girls for years. But I even showed one specific victim of Davi. Her name is Nydia, and I reached out to her personally. She has about 4 videos on her personal channel, her YouTube channel, where she talks about her experience with being groomed by Davi as a teenager. I talked to her because I had noticed in my research that she went to a couple of the shows in 2014 for Blood on the Dance Floor. So I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, did you attend the Reckoning tour? And did you like see anything? Did you have any interactions with Davi, whatever? She ended up showing me
Oh no, my mouse died.
She took at one of the dates on the Reckoning tour with Davi. Now, the thing about this is Nydia was technically 18 when this picture was taken. So even though Davi had been grooming her for years up until that point when she was a child, by the time those images were taken at the Reckoning tour, she was 18.
Okay.
I stated that. But I also
There we
stated
go. I'm
that
on
to
my-
me,
I'm on-
you know, even though she
I'm
was
waiting for my
technically
mouse
18,
to
I think
charge
we should
now.
consider it in the context of, is Richie, you know, did Richie actually see anything or not? Because the fact that he was clearly still interacting with his victims while on the Reckoning tour makes it that much more unlikely that Richie did not see anything while on this tour. And mind you, we were only like...
So like your evidence is maybe he saw something, maybe he didn't, but like we don't know if he did or didn't. Okay? We like literally don't know if he did or didn't.
In that video, I was only really entertaining the premise that he saw things on that tour.
You were not entertaining that premise whatsoever. Clearly you weren't. Your entire argument and thesis in this video and the prior video is that he has done something in the presence of these other predators.
I wasn't necessarily entertaining the premise that he did things on that tour.
I'm sorry. There's no way you weren't. I didn't see that fucking 3-hour video, but I just don't believe that for a fucking second.
I said that he saw things that he knew. So this, he like deleting all of this stuff Now my brain's going farther. Now I'm like, okay, so what did you do on the tour? Right? Because truthfully, not like, I think I did a lot of work at the same time. None of this stuff is technically like, did I make a strong case, I believe, in the court of public opinion?
In the court of public opinion, but I don't know if you're going to make a strong case in the court of the United States of America.
Sure. Legally? No.
Oh, no. Guys. Oh, she's cooked. Oh. Oh, girl. This is not good. Now you guys see why I use a teleprompter, right? And that I don't deviate from what I write down.
Good morning, boss.
Good morning. I hope you're doing well.
Like, none of the stuff that I'm showing, like, a lot of this stuff, while I do think it's damning, a lot of it is his own statements, right? And things like that. And
Wait, I watched most videos the past few days. Is what she's saying about him actually not true? Okay, here's the thing, right? And I've covered a lot of these. Assumedly, hi, I'm FPS Diesel. I don't know if you're new here, okay? She mentioned me as a source. I have quite the history with Richie. Please go back to the beginning of this segment if you are curious to know it. But the issue here is really that Riley is like, her whole argument is that maybe Social Repose raped children on this tour. And her evidence of that is his lack of speaking out about this sooner. But I just can't say that. That's not good evidence for him having actually raped someone or molested someone, right? Because when you call someone a predator on the internet, the whole implication behind it is that you were saying they do something evil to children, okay? And that is it, right? It's like, you need to give more. And this whole like, oh, I'm just noticing these patterns is not evidence, okay? That's not evidence. If I came out and I did a video and I said, I think Social Repose maybe did something on this tour, and then gave a bunch of examples of other pedophiles molesting children, where does your mind go? No, none of it is new. It's all old stuff. She's rehashing old stuff, presenting it as new, and then her thesis statement is that Richie is probably cavorting with the emo version of the Epstein files or something. You know? I think I'm following your main channel, and trust me, I've seen the videos. I just thought that because new stuff came out, that it was legit new stuff. No, none of it is new. This is like all decade-old stuff. This is stuff that fucking Social Repose has been raked over the coals for like a billion times in the past. It's like one of the reasons he's disliked by the entirety of the internet. Minus the whole being a serial cheater and just like a really shitty person and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like a conspiracy theory method to say that he probably is molesting people. Is this predator jacketing? I mean, like, a lot of it is like, again, like I said in my own video, it was like, okay, the girl was 17 chatting up with Social Repose. He waited till she was 18 and then immediately pounced, which is bad. I still see him as a shitty person because of the Jacqueline stuff from 2017. Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's great. Yeah, like that's where a lot of people got off the train with Richie, was 2017. Like way before, way before all of this. Yeah, that's grooming. Yes. Yes, like it was insane when he did that, and the girl posted it on fucking TikTok, and then Richie didn't say shit about it. But you can't say, well, he knew Davi Vanity, so he must have molested. You know, it's like, I've known canceled YouTubers. It doesn't mean that I participated in their evil acts. This is like, it's outrageous, the level.
a lot of evidence I presented, sure. It is speculative at the end of the day. A lot of it.
It's speculative. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to fucking string you up. He wasn't relevant at all by the end of it, then he wouldn't gain anything by addressing it. Yeah, he wasn't relevant at all. He had nothing at the time.
For him to respond in this way, to take down the video and then wipe this content, like, what are you hiding? What are you...
See, this whole, like, implication of, like, what is there to hide? What are you hiding? What's hidden deeper with inside? Like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean, what are you hiding? What does that mean? What does that mean? It's like, you're like, you know, maybe it's even worse than we possibly imagined. It's like, what the fuck?
Hiding. What did you do?
Remember when Diesel kidnapped Marina Joyce? That's so true. I remember when I did that. That's going to be the next main channel video, by the way. I've been keeping up with Marina Joyce.
What the fuck did you do, Richie?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What the fuck did Richie do? We don't know if Richie did anything. Why are you implying he did something?
What the fuck did you do? What did you do? Who did you hurt? And how many of them are there?
Oh my god. Guys. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. Oh boy, that's bad. Oh. Am I still banned from talking? No, Bomberman. If he really isn't guilty, maybe he hid his Davi videos because he was embarrassed to even remember that. That was one of the things that we were saying in the chat earlier, is that maybe that was it. Like, maybe he just doesn't want to be associated at all, right? Like, he deleted a bunch of videos and he privated a bunch of videos, probably because they were problematic creators and he didn't want to be directly tied to them anymore. There was a lot of emo YouTube that was filled with all these predacious YouTubers, and I think that's just because the emo and like alternative subcultures kind of skewed younger, especially at that time. I mean, now all of you alt people are like 30. Sorry, guys, but you know, you really can't do anything to her. She doesn't have any assets. I mean, yeah. Who knows? We don't know. Maybe her entire house is like that. Maybe she's got like 3 stories of the clan ad room, you know? Yeah, the Jacqueline Glenn stuff is exactly why people are never going to trust him. It was probably his biggest disaster, hands down.
How many? I hate that I was right. I hate that I was right. I was right and I hate it. I hate it. I said I knew that there was something more nefarious going on here.
But you don't know if there's something more nefarious going on. Your nefarious detector is just the vibes.
I knew that these weren't all coincidences. I knew it wasn't just a coincidence that he had all these predator associations, all these statements he made, his connection with Davi Vanity, all of it. I knew it wasn't a coincidence.
What are you saying? What are you saying? You're saying that what are you talking about? Does she not sound like a conspiracy theorist?
I knew there was something more nefarious.
For some reason, emo guys can only fantasize about teenage girls. Like, you can only be emo in your tweens and early 20s, and an angsty emo teen girl can be your muse. Yeah, I don't really get that. I don't understand, dude.
I wanted to be wrong.
It's crazy though now. It's like every single alternative person is old. I sold like a board game to like a millennial family that was at a Sleep Token concert, and they brought their baby to the Sleep Token concert.
I was not wrong, and I got multiple DMs of
Dude, this is like Candace Owens with Erica Kirk.
Even more claims of things that took place specifically during that tour that I'm not going to talk about here out of respect for those people. I wasn't going to bring it up until later, but yes, I was fucking right. And I hate that I was right, but I was...
Dude, she's fucking light Yagami maxing. She needs to actually stand 10 toes down with some serious information or get the fuck off the horse.
Right. You're a predator, Richie.
Why they put ear cups on the baby? You can bring a fucking baby to a concert, just fucking protect their ears.
You're a fucking child predator.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Allegedly. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck your fucking allegedly. Go fuck yourself, asshole.
Go fuck your fucking allegedly? Do you really wanna... We're really gonna do this, okay. Alright. This is not gonna end well for her, guys. She's like, this is a recipe waiting to happen, okay?
And then what do I have here?
Recipe for disaster waiting to happen.
Oh, and then in these transcripts at the end, he talks about, he mentions Ash Costello once again. He says, I know Ash Costello is coming out about it. Jeffree Star is coming out about it.
She's gonna start saying Richie's a time traveler. I'm tired because I've been in the winter weather. What year did she supposedly claim this predatory behavior happened? Like 2014. So prior to Jacqueline Glenn.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Ash Costello had already come out about it, and you knew that. You knew that. You said that in 2014. Shut your mouth, Richie. Liar. So aside...
Oh, boy. You gotta not get... You gotta... For stuff like this, you can't get animated like this. That's a sign of weakness. You're gonna get fucking cooked. Because it shows that you can be pressed on it. Like, if I wanted to, I could 100% get you, like, 10 times more pressed about this. If you saw the stream, I'm certain you would be fucking livid.
That was all the Davi Vanity stuff. And then I brought up some other stuff regarding predatory interaction. So one of the things I brought up specifically was this fan interaction. This had already been covered. So this was covered years ago. FPS Diesel covered it.
Hey, that's my name.
I think maybe Repzilla might have covered it. I'm not sure. I don't know if I never covered it, but this was covered years ago. I actually had to rely on FPS Diesel's coverage specifically.
Oh my god. I think I'm gonna hit a disavow on this one, chat. I think I'm gonna hit a hard disavow. Disavow.
Because these videos that this girl originally made, these TikToks, have been wiped. I'm guessing probably for the same reason. I'm guessing Richie probably intimidated her into doing that.
No, fucking... I could probably find out the answer as to why, but I assure you the answer was much stupider. She might even have been the woman. I know a lot of them did want to walk away from this, too. Monkey's Paw receiving credit. I don't remember which woman was the one that had a boyfriend that was like, stop fucking talking about this. I don't remember which one it was. But clearly, I'm gonna have to fucking go check.
So I did have to use some of his coverage of that because he has those original clips and videos. But in that, she shows an interaction.
I disavow. Whatever this is, I disavow.
Facebook messages between her and Richie when she was 15 years old. In these interactions, so there's no explicit messages, there's no explicit images. In this interaction, he's trying to verify whether she's 15 or 16.
How does it feel to be relied on? Diesel, you gonna check in Roblox? Fuck off. Dude, now I gotta fucking preemptively mobilize with KJ. And I have to go, like, prep to get involved in this stupid fucking drama. Because this dumb girl can't keep my name out of her fucking mouth. She's your little soldier. Disavow. Disavowing. She's fucking nuts.
He's verifying this with the hope that she is 16 so that he can go and pursue her. 16 is still a child, even if it's the legal age of consent in the state that he was going to, right? 16 is a child. So he was more than willing to meet up with the 16-year-old to do God knows what. But she turned out to be 15, so, you know, he was upset about that, but he still continued to talk to her and call her baby. And he talked to her for a long time. FPS Diesel pointed out that these conversations took place in November.
I fucking want to leave. Oh, I'm gonna have to do so much work for this, aren't I? You fucking asshole. I'm gonna have to go see what a 5-year younger Diesel did. Okay? I'm gonna have to go back in time and figure out what the fuck was going on. Alright? And I didn't keep his extensive notes at the time. Alright?
I was like running, guys. You got back then, 5 years ago, I was running on like a fucking ADHD hyperfixation type shit. So it would just be like I go into like a fucking Dune Mentat trance, and then a script was written.
Of 2014 all the way into 2015.
I'm gonna have to fucking check so much information.
What was happening in November of 2014? Oh, that's right, the Reckoning tour. Oh, that's right, you were going on tour with a child predator. That's what was happening in 2014 in November. Yeah. 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 Something else I showcased was a clip. I'm not gonna play that here, but I believe I have transcripts of that as well that I'll put up here. This was a clip that he made a comment in a video he did. It was a Marry Kill challenge. If you guys remember when that was a thing, right? Those challenges. In this video,
your primary source for that sentence, boss. I know. I know. I'm not making any friends with this. I'm not making any friends with this. I'm gonna have Richie returning from the fucking anal fissure of the internet. I'm gonna have this girl on the other side. All the yes were Diesel sponsored. Fuck off.
states in one of these challenges that he would have sex with Alex Dorame. He says, I would have sex with Alex Dorame, immediately follows it with,
how do we get her to promote Mana Potion Coffee?
Pretty sure she's underage. And then he says something like she's 16, 17, whatever, and she's like, well, she's cute and she's the only girl, whatever, I'm moving on. I showed that, and I showed how when this video was taken, which I believe it was 2014, maybe the beginning of 2015, either way, she was 17 years old when he made that statement. Alex Dorame was 17 years old when he made that statement. So I could have sworn that I took a screenshot of this specific transcript where he makes this comment about Alex Dorame. Unfortunately, I did not for whatever reason, and yes, he did private this video. So you can take my word for this or not. Everyone all 148,000 people who watched that original video saw that I presented that statement. Like I said, I have my original video. There's evidence in Roblox, so you can take my word.
I'm gonna need to do so much work. You fucking asshole. I'm gonna have to change everything I was doing this month, you piece of shit. I'm not annoyed because like I'm annoyed because this unravels my entire schedule for the month. Because now it's like, all right, well, you know, I was kind of just doing my own thing and not fucking getting into internet beef with people because I'm like minding my own fucking business these days. But now like I've been invoked, guys. I've been invoked.
Or not on this specific, claim. There's a reason he deleted it, okay? If you look up that video now, it's not there. Why is it not there? Because I called him out for what he said.
I'm gonna need to reach out to her, aren't I? I'm gonna have to fucking reach out to her.
Do with that what you will. He made that statement. He went on record and he said that he would have sex with Alex Dorame, followed it with, I'm pretty sure she's underage. I'm pretty sure she's underage. Decided to leave that in the video for me to find years later and showcase on my channel. Didn't verify whether or not she actually was underage before he posted that, which I was able to verify instantly when I saw it, right? So that was just another example.
Wasn't Diesel saying way back at the start of this stream that he wanted to make a difference to someone? Seems like he has. Yeah, guys. All right, let me eat the crow. Streamer eats crow. So true.
Of him making, in my opinion, a very inappropriate statement about an underage YouTuber. And I went on this whole tangent about I don't care that this was a Marry Kill challenge. It's not a joke. There is no excuse for a grown 24-year-old man to go on his platform and say he would have sex with an underage YouTuber and not verify her age and then go on record and say that. I am almost 25 years old. As an almost 25-year-old, that is not acceptable. I don't want to see any bull in my comments. Go yourself. So there was that. There was this other.
Yeah, Diesel's going to fix it. No, I'm not. This is not. She's in a field of content where she's not gonna get scrupled like that, but this is rough.
Clip that I had where he goes on record stating he would in fact date a fan. I think I have transcripts of that as well that I'll post here.
Would in fact
he
date a
would
fan.
date a fan, just as long as the relationship is equal, which I would date a fan. I would get into a relationship with an inherent power imbalance, but it just
Oh my god. Look, if somebody starts out as a fan and then we develop a mutual attraction to each other, I would hope my YouTuberness does not play a role in our relationship, and it probably wouldn't, but if it did, then I would not pursue that any further as a serious relationship. But like if a consensual one night stand adult wants to have sex with me and we both agree to have consensual sex together, then we will have consensual sex together. All right. And I think it's ridiculous that this whole fucking, which by the way, there's nothing sexy about having sex with a YouTuber. I can guarantee you I'm not as amazing as however you think I am in your head. But like, fuck a fan, dude. Fuck a fan. As long as it's consensual and they're an adult, who cares? That's ridiculous. All right. Inherent in power imbalance. Diesel, how could you have consensual sex with another adult? Well, you got to understand that as a YouTuber, I have a lot more power than them. I have subscriber on the internet, which means I'm important. The moral of the story is that Diesel's the real victim here. You're true. You're actually so correct. I am the victim here because I just want to have hot, steamy sex with a fan with G-cup breast, but I don't see them knocking down my door anytime soon. Diesel bad in bed confirmed. I bet Diesel is tender. Those big arms holding you.
has to be equal. The inherent power imbalance has to be equal for the relationship to work.
The inherent power imbalance has to be equal. There's always like a little bit of imbalance. What if you date somebody and you're a YouTuber? So like, what if your partner is like not a YouTuber?
Oh, and by the way, I just want to remind again, and this was why I brought this statement up. Aside from the fact that I think dating fans, adult or not, is also predatory,
That's an insane statement. I cannot wait for that chicken to come home to roost on you, lady. You're a fucking crazy person. Yeah, that's a fucking crazy person statement. Oh my god. So I don't even I don't even know. So again, what if someone starts as a fan and then you become friends and it progresses to a relationship? Is that just a no-go area because they started as a fan? I dated a YouTuber I watched, but I was older. Does that cancel the power imbalance? Depends how many subscribers they had, I guess, you know. I feel like you're about to acquire your own personal KP. I wish Beckett was here. I wish Beckett was here because his ass would have laughed so loud at that. Yeah, so celebrities are supposed to stay celibate. Well, usually celebrities date other celebrities. I can tell you right now, as like a YouTuber, I don't want to date a YouTuber. I would maybe date a YouTuber. I think it depends. I definitely don't want to date somebody in my niche. I don't want to date another commentary person. Absolutely not. But I would 100% probably, yeah, I would probably date somebody outside of this specific niche. But even then, there's a higher probability of me dating somebody who's just like a normal person.
Either way, whether you're dating an adult fan, child fan, I think that's predatory, right? But again, who are his fans? Who are most of his?
What's the power imbalance, power scale for YouTubers' size, fan to age ratio? I don't even know. Damn, I'm telling you, BF.
His fans, children, girls.
Children.
And think about the fan that he tried to meet up with who he thought was hoping she was 16. So that statement, he would date a...
Damn, sometimes people just want to get laid, though. Look, I can tell you that being a YouTuber does not make you any more sexy, all right? It is really cringe to be at the club being like, I have a lot of subscribers trying to get fucking action. I'm talking about Memulus, by the way. I think that was Memulus who did that. But like, if I happened to be somewhere and somebody was like, "You're FPS Diesel," and then they were like, "Do you want to have sex?" I'd be like, yeah, I guess so. Assuming they're of legal age. And that I'm attracted enough with them to have sex with them, I guess, you know, so. I think the YouTuber fan dating thing is a case by case thing. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is.
Fan, I actually think is a little bit more nefarious than just like, even if he would
Solar Sands trying to recruit his fans to find a girlfriend. Yeah, that was really fucking weird. I totally see him being the type to do that, but also in the same respect, he could definitely pull if he just like hopped on Hinge or like got a hobby that women do, you know, and he could like mutually meet women.
date an adult fan. No, he would date a child fan too, apparently. As long as they're 16. As long as they're 16. So yeah.
Dare I say that I root for the other guy in this equation? Is this do I just dark horse this and root for Richie? Do I hedge my bets in this, guys? Do I vote for the other side? Do I team switch right now?
Not scripted, super scatterbrained. Again, I'm sorry. I know I'm not. I tried to go kind of in chronological order with this, but this is, you know, it's all scrambled. So that is what I have that isn't the clips. That was all of the stuff specifically in the portion related to Dobby vanity and the predatory behavior that I included. This is the stuff that he is trying to hide, which again, a lot of this stuff, while I do think I made a compelling argument, I pulled together a lot of statements, put together timelines, you know, cross-reference, talked to victims of Dobby. Like, I think I made a very compelling argument. I clearly made a very compelling argument.
I don't think you casted that blue spell, okay? I do not think you had the mana for that, actually, okay? Dude, this lady's like, I have a tutor, and I'm like, no, you don't. You literally don't have any mana in your hand. It's a Magic the Gathering, guys.
Technically speculative. It wasn't definitive, right? I was looking for...
Hello, Brazilian. I've got really bad news for you. I am actually Puerto Rican.
More definitive stuff. I was asking
Yeah,
people,
she's dying to get out content, and that is not a good place to be when you're slinging accusations.
Me with their experiences, if they had any, but none of it was technically legally like definitive. So this is all the stuff that he's trying to hide. This is the stuff that he doesn't want you to know. Do with that what you will. Do with that what you will. What I will say, I think he's guilty, 100%. And if I was slightly uncertain before, I am certain now, because someone who isn't guilty would not do this.
Oh my God. Someone who's not guilty wouldn't be deleting videos. She is hitting like the hallmark of things you don't say in these kind of videos, right? Like, if you're not guilty, why are you so silent? If you didn't do anything wrong, why are you fearing me? If you have nothing to hide, why don't you give all your information to Palantir? If you have nothing to hide, give the ICE agent your ID.
They would not go to these lengths to hide this stuff. A guilty person would do this. A guilty person would do this. If any of you do have any of this stuff archived on your own,
KJ,
I'm just gonna
you're not allowed to go to this
reasons.
lady.
If you guys have any of these clips on your own, if you guys have any of these videos on your own, if you have any of these statements on your own, yeah.
Dude, my fucking
yeah. Just
like
saying, just gonna
mouse is like dying.
I know this
dude.
wasn't super organized. I know this is very random. I
like
I really wanted to come on here and say this stuff and put this stuff out here because again, I don't know what his next move is, and I'm anxious, and I'm afraid that he's taking this content down, that he might put it back up, that he might try to discredit me, that he might try to manipulate the narrative and things like that. So that's why I'm rushing on here to like put all of this out there so that he can't do that. So that he can't turn around and twist my words. So that he can't, manipulate the narrative and things like that. So that's why I'm rushing on here.
Okay, I'm trying to
put all of this out
fucking
there so
get my mouse to work.
So that he can't turn around and twist my words.
Or
so
I'm
that he
strapped,
can't,
guys.
claim that I was lying and like put the content back up and say I was lying about him deleting it and, try and discredit me and all that stuff. So here you go. This is all the Davianity stuff. This is everything Richie doesn't want you to know. This is everything he's trying to hide. If anyone else has anything from this era, I said this in my original video, but I'll say it again here. DM me on Instagram. Even if any of you have any kind of interaction with Richie, it doesn't even have to be predatory.
She's
it could
fishing
be
now
a
for
mean
more
comment
stuff
he
too.
said to you once. It could be
But
a hate
she's
comment
like,
he left on your video. I don't care. If anyone has anything,
she's like
that they
ready
wanna
to
talk
fucking
me
go to
about
war about
with
this, dude.
Richie, anything at all, I will gladly listen. It doesn't have to go in a video. It doesn't have to, it can be fully anonymous. Our conversation can stay completely private. I've had many people DM me, a lot of people.
Hey, Diesel, her DMs are open.
A lot of people I've had contact with. Sometimes people, just have things they want to say, and they don't want them to be posted, and it's not, they just want to tell someone. They've just been holding on to something, and they want...
Oh, boy. All right, that's enough. Oh, boy. Oh. God. I don't even know what to say to that. I've got a lot of work to do, huh? Why would anyone tell you? I actually think she's gonna get people to come to her, absolutely. Oh, let's all collectively forget this happened. Yeah, huh? Face of a man who has to do extra research. All right, KJ, let's rev up those priors. Oh, God. Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. She's like such a fucking idiot, too. I don't mind somebody referencing my work, but it's just like, at least, like, when you do, be good about it, you know? Like, really fucking, yeah. Well, at least you got content out of it. Yeah, but at what cost? At what cost? Well, Richie, I think you and I are going to be seeing a lot more of each other over the next month. Welcome to Black History Month. Apparently black meant a guy who wears black makeup. I love how we started with Diesel saying, I used to hate how people didn't credit me, and ends it with, God, I wish she didn't. Your legacy has been set in stone. It's 20. Like 22. I was just finishing my racist era. I had discovered that getting laid makes you woke. Anyway, the monkey's paw curled. Fuck you, Q. Alright. Well, I'm out of here. Good night, chat. What a stream.